Everybody, welcome to another Neon Swamp Adventure, episode 7 of Deadlands. We have it's going to be. Ooh, hold on. So yeah, we have a new person joining us tonight. We have Lexit, he'll introduce himself in a sec, and he's going to be replacing Cordell. Cordell had to bow out. There we go. That's what I want. Sad to see him go, but real life obligations came in the way of the game. We have what is it this way? We have Wrath and Glory, Warhammer 40k this month. That's coming up in a couple weeks, I think. That's going to be pretty fun. And we're going to start our Halloween month after that. So even the Deadlands game is probably going to get a little darker during October. Well, let's go ahead and get this started. I'll hand it on off to you, Lexit.
Hi, I'm Lexit. I'm going to be playing Reverend Samuel, who is a road-worn preacher man who has a habit of smoking a long stem pipe and talking to the Lord. He likes hammer and nails and speaking in tongues.
Govin?
Hello everyone, I'm Govin. I'm playing the Ranger William Madsen, also known as Buck, or Buckskin. Just the gunslinging, gun-toting, shoot first, sometimes ask questions afterwards, put the bad guy down type deal.
Alright, yeah, just keep handing it off. New main?
Hi, I'm New Main, aka Nico. I am playing Cesar Miyamoto, the Brazilian-Japanese wannabe samurai studying under Bill, the real samurai, who was up next.
That was short and sweet. Hi, I'm Ryan, or Samurayan, and I'm playing Bill. He is a chi master and Japanese man traveling the Wild West in search of his stolen family heirloom katana. I also am obligated to advertise Door to the North.
Hey.
That's our podcast, comes out every Friday. Check it out, doortothenorth.com, and passing it on over to Gail.
Hey y'all, I'm Joey, also Pillow Farts, whatever you want to call it, and I'll be root tootin' shooting bad bitch of a woman, Gail Calloway, Shaman. We'll see how it goes this evening. I'm really excited to play tonight.
Yeah, and I'm excited for tonight too. We got some juicy stuff prepared for you guys tonight. You guys, the players. So, and on that, let's recap what happened, because we had last episode that was aired was episode 6. We kind of had a 6.5 that wasn't aired. It was just kind of a on the side thing. And what happened was more or less everybody went into town, and well, I might be forgetting some things too. I remember the tail end of it, and Cesar was enjoying a beverage in the local bar. Last thing he remembers was losing consciousness. He saw the butt of what looked like the hilt of a sword and lost consciousness. Gail, Gail was going down an alleyway. Now, I do remember why. Gail, you saw some people hauling off Cesar into a back door of the Jade Grasshopper. The Jade Grasshopper being a Chinese opium den in Denver. Govin, you joined Gail down this alleyway because as you were just walking the streets, you saw a familiar face that couldn't be in Denver. But you saw her and she skipped down the alleyway. And once you went to the alleyway, you saw no one but Gail peeking through the back door that was left ajar. And shortly after that, Damien joined both of you. Bill, you're looking for your family's katana. And the person you spoke with said that you might have luck going to the Jade Grasshopper. It's one of the prominent Chinese establishments. Person probably didn't know one way or the other that you were Japanese, not Chinese, but ignorant Denver hick pointed you to Jade Grasshopper, where they led you to a back room. Where you were greeted to a knife to your throat as the door behind you closed, and that's where we left off with you, I believe.
Exciting stuff.
Did I miss anything out? Anybody remember any other details maybe I neglected?
We had the interlude, which included Buckskin getting all sulky for a while. And Bill talking to his horse about his lost love.
That's right. Yeah, we had an interlude where people did some character development.
We can't forget, I'll have your 2 bottles of whiskey. Can't forget.
And just and to recap of the last couple of probably this was episode 6, I think. Gale and Buckskin are kind of at odds right now after the events of Galt's capture and prominent execution. Buckskin, being a lawman, didn't appreciate a captured unarmed man being executed. Gale owing him a thing or two. Tortured, then killed, yeah. Gale, however, she owed every ounce of wrath that can ever be owed by Honey. Hey, what's up? Hell yeah, dude! Look how I'm a freaking cowboy, dude. I will know when he wakes up, but you can open that one. Anyway. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, they're kind of at odds right now. Gale's working out some deep inner demons, and she's I don't know, taking it out on Buckskin. It kind of feels like, hey Henny man, what's going on? Thanks for the biddies. I think that about sums it all up. Horse talking poetry. I think you said a haiku to your horse or something along those lines, Bill.
We had some laughs, yeah.
You and your horse shared a cute little moment together.
All right, well, yeah, let's get in there. So, we'll start with the people in the back. It's a little less of a tense situation at the moment. Caesar, you're gonna be just regaining consciousness as we open up the scene, and Bill, obviously, in the same situation you were. So Gale, Buckskin, and Damien are currently in the back door of the Jade Grasshopper, peering in as Gale saw Caesar being carted off in there. You look into the door, and you immediately get an intense smell of what, I guess you might think of ozone mixed with herbs burning inside this place. It's very pungent, though, on the inside. It's very dimly lit. All the lights in this place, all the lanterns that are lit probably have red glass covering them rather than just transparent glass, because everything is dark red. Yeah. You're peering into this, and you see down that it looks like a door was just closed down a hallway, a dark hallway on your left. The hallway continues down and opens up into a common area. If you, it's a slight turn to the left at the end, and it opens up into a common area. You can tell. And with that, I'll be right back. I gotta lock my front door.
Okay. I immediately stab Buckskin. I'm kidding. Son of a bitch. No. Can I ask, who would you say would be the one closest to the door to actually get inside of the Jade Grasshopper?
You're the first one that was there. So, we left off with Damien and just meeting up with you, Damien and Buckskin. Buckskin was asking what you're doing, and told him probably rudely to be quiet.
More than likely. Hey, can you just shut the fuck up for a moment, real quick? Actually, just hush, hush, hush. She is going to pull out the cigar and light it. She's going to put it in her mouth. Also, pull out both of her derringers, and is going to look to the other two, to both Damien and Buck, and go, I don't know about y'all, but maybe it wouldn't be that we can stay quiet at first, and then we start blasting. I think that would be a pretty good idea. I don't know about you, Buck. She looks and like raises her eyebrows a little bit. But our boy Cesar's in there right now, and I don't know if he's okay, so maybe we should hurry the fuck up. What do you think, Damien?
All right.
Your headset placements.
It's my headset can stretch, so I was like, I want to be able to wear the hat.
I'm not too far from you. Like,
It looks like you got a big old feather in it. It's nice.
It looks like the drive-through speaker on the Flintstones.
It's 11.
Or was that a side of ribs? I forget.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the side of ribs. That
enormous
giant,
side of ribs.
the giant dino rib. But yeah, I turn and ask Damon, what do you think? I'd say just rush.
What? David says, what is going on exactly?
A problem. And I literally kick the door open. And I kick it open, and I start going in to find Cesar.
Okay, just to be clear, the doors it's already ajar. You're looking down the hallway.
I pretend to
Do you
kick
close
the door
it
open.
and then kick it open?
I kick it open harder, just to like get into the hallway. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I was literally inside already.
No, yeah, it's ajar and you're looking through it.
Well, is the door ajar?
Shut up. Already.
Mason
There's a
jar.
fork in the road. I pick it up.
So-
Welcome, Lexit. Give me 1 second.
I've never heard those before.
We're gonna cut over to Bill with that. As you kick the door open, Damien does get his pistol out.
I've got my pistol in hand.
Damien doesn't really seem to miss a beat with you, Gale. He's not vocal like you are, but when the goings get tough, he definitely tends to match your aggression.
Good.
Let's see here. There we go, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, you guys didn't see that? Good.
You're hiding stuff from us.
Alright. Shifting back to Bill. Bill. The woman that led you in here has closed the door behind you. You look to your right and you see a man holding a one sec. I could probably just ask you guys because you're all Japanese culture aficionados.
You can call us weebs.
What do you want to know?
I don't know what you're talking about. Cover that.
Ryan's just trying. What do you want to know?
What do you want to know?
I got the answer. You see to your surprise, probably butchering the way this is pronounced, but a kaiken to your throat, a Japanese dagger. And you look at the man that's holding it, and you see him dressed in a kimono with a red oni mask over his face right now. And you look at the center of the room, and there's another man similarly dressed, hand on the hilt of a katana, and another on the other side of him, all dressed similarly, and you can see their kimono is pretty loose, and you can see an assortment of tattoos below it. You see in the chair between those two, a familiar face currently hunched over, regaining consciousness, and in the corner, kind of more in the dark of this room, you see a man wearing more traditional Chinese garb right now, kind of observing the situation. The room is pretty much dark except for one red oil lantern shining everything, and the walls are just aligned with an assortment of pillows and things like that, with a stained rug hiding the decrepit wooden floor beneath it. And Caesar, yeah, you're regaining consciousness and starting to see the situation around you as well. The man with the mask with the kike into your throat, you hear him say,
"This was too easy." He looks at the others. "Do you think he even knows?"
They look at each other. One of them kind of presents himself, the man that had his hand on his hilt, and says, "We understand you go by the name Bill."
In this land, that is what I call myself.
See, that's very odd.
He reaches into his kimono and takes out a rolled up piece of parchment.
We're speaking English, by the way.
He is speaking English.
Okay, then I'll speak English back.
See, I have a funny little poster here with your picture on it.
He walks over to you and hands it to you.
So, with a knife to my throat, I carefully accept it. So wait, let me just recap here. There's a Japanese man with a Japanese knife to my throat. There's another Japanese man in the room with his hand on a sword. And then there's this Chinese man who's talking to me.
There are a total of 3 men in there with Oni masks on right now, dressed in traditional Japanese garb, and there is an additional man kind of on the sidelines in Chinese garb.
Okay.
Not wearing a mask.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I accept the note or the page.
Yeah, it's a rolled up piece of paper. You kind of unravel it and you see a sketched out image of yourself. It's all in kanji.
While Bill's looking at that, I finally come to fully and look at my surroundings for a moment, figure out the situation, and then just say, "Honestly, not the strangest place I've woken up."
Shit, I lost my page. There we go. One of the men that handed the parchment off to Bill walks kind of back to where you're seated, and you hear like a light tap on the back of your head that knocks you forward.
Shut up, Baka. Little daddy's boy. We'll deal with you in a second.
Baka is Japanese for stupid.
Thank you.
A little more nuance to that, but more or less, yeah.
And yeah, Bill. So this piece of paper is in kanji. Assuming your character can read kanji or read in general.
Yes, I'm holding the page up in front of me, with intent to look at it, but also with my intent to get my hands close to that knife that's at my throat. So anyways, I'm checking it out.
I'll tell you what it says, and then we can do some rolls for sure of that.
I'm going to be right back.
And Lexit, in case it wasn't obvious, the third man with the mask is who you'll be controlling that hasn't spoken yet.
He looks somberly.
That's what the sunglasses were symbolic of, right?
Yeah, mask.
Yeah.
Check it.
Joey just threw a hat on the bed. Yikes. Bad luck for the rest of the night. At least. He might not even make it to next week.
There's a reason I have a fucking nat 1 in the back.
Okay, and now just to so everything's fair, because I know we're all used to playing other game systems other than Suede. So if you want to try to quickly sneak and grab this knife, Ryan, it's it would typically be a stealth check.
Well, I want to be ready to do that, but I'm more curious as to who these guys are and what do they want. Like I'm all ears, but I also want to be. I also don't want to have a knife to my throat, but I'm comfortable having the knife to my throat. I'll wait it out. I'll examine the page leisurely.
The piece of paper says, "Unknown thief wanted." This is a loose number, but it says, I'm not sure what the currency in the 1800s was in Japan, if it was still yen. Does anyone know?
Pesos.
We'll say yen. We'll say it.
Sure, say yen because the other answer is too complicated. Let's stick with yen.
125,000 yen for the capture of unknown thief, wanted for stealing the katana and wakizashi of the Ushidai family. The man that hands it to you is kind of studying your reaction.
So, okay, I have questions. Okay, so Bill has questions in the moment, but I have questions to know what Bill knows already. There's never been a bounty put out on the sword, right? This is just my own personal quest. Right, okay. So, I say, this is very interesting.
The man says,
Do you even know how you got here? How you even got that wakizashi on your hip and your possession? Can you even remember what happened a year before now?
A year before today?
Yeah, don't you speak Japanese?
Well, this guy's speaking English, but he's Chinese.
Oh, so the ringleader guy.
anybody where
I believe
he's
so.
in Japanese garb with the Nodi mask.
And there's 3 of the mask-wearing people.
Yes.
I'm sorry. So one of the Japanese guys wearing a mask is talking to me now, and then the Chinese guy is just kicking back.
Exactly.
Okay. I'll say in Japanese now. There are many things I don't know.
They look at each other.
We weren't sure if you even remembered how to speak,
He says back in Japanese.
if you remember how to speak your native tongue.
I say, I relish the chance, despite the circumstance, and I smile at their masks.
You know, I'll tell you this much. Before we tie you up and collect the bounty on your head. There's a legend about that sword that you have, the wakizashi. And what that family put on it. It's cursed, you know. You're a confirmation of that.
He kind of coyly kneels down next to you, Cesar.
You didn't really think his name was Bill, did you?
Well, no, obviously, but my father made it clear to me that it's very common practice for people from Asia to take on local names.
Especially when they don't know their own name. That sword is cursed, and anyone who steals it supposedly forgets their memory.
I smile. I say, I know quite well who I am. I say that in English. And then I say in Japanese, I am Bushi I forgot my own fucking name.
You did.
I never say it.
Bushida.
I never say it. Bushidai. I was just 2 clicks away from finding it. Yes. I know quite well who I am. I am Banso Bushidai. And this sword, this short sword, this wakizashi, belongs to me. And I lean in to the dagger at my neck just a little bit.
Then why did the Bushidai family make a wanted for you? Do you think maybe that's who you think you are because that's the first name you saw?
Your stories do not convince me. And your masks offer nothing to trust.
Enough. I've said all I needed to say. But, on that note...
Takes his mask off and kind of kneels in front of you, Caesar. So here's Daddy's boy. We've been looking for you.
I'm about the farthest thing you can be from a daddy's boy. I hated my father. I want to avenge him out of honor, not out of some like I have for him.
Well, your mother says hi. He kind of pulls down his kimono to reveal a familiar tattoo of the gang that you've been dealing with.
Shit.
Now at this point, you all kind of hear like a faint knock down the hallway. You see kind of everyone look that way, but nobody really pays too much mind to it. And that's when Gale kicks the door in, and you guys presumably start walking in.
You definitely hear the sound of like a gun cock and go, howdy gentlemen, I do believe those are...
Hang on. That's you down the hallway. This is a separate room that you haven't quite gotten to.
Oh, I see.
So let's make this easy, Cesar. Where is your father?
What the hell do you mean? You fuckers killed my father.
Let's see.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oof. He quickly and swiftly strikes you across the face, close-fisted, and looks at you again. This is only gonna get harder if you don't tell me. He says, and do you speak? Does your character lean more to speaking Portuguese or Japanese?
He can speak Portuguese fluently. Japanese, he can just make rough conversation.
He says in Portuguese, "Where is your father?"
Caesar spits as if there was blood, but there isn't after getting it. He looks at him and says, in Portuguese, "How's the old boss doing these days, eh?"
We know the ceremony for his death was faked. We've been tracking him here, and that's why you're here, isn't it? Where is he?
I just told you. He's dead. The reason I came here was so I could find a supposed swordsman traveling the land to learn from him so I could come back and kill all of you fuckers.
Strikes you again.
Bill stands and just watches Caesar take those hits.
You still have a knife at your throat, son.
Yep.
And that second one's gonna make your character shake. At this point, Gale, with Damien behind you, assuming Buckskin as well, you guys reach the first door on the left, and you're hearing this conversation at this point. You are outside the door now. What are you two doing?
I went with them, but so we can hear plainly through the door? The conversation, is it clear?
Thin walls.
Muffled?
Pretty thin walls.
Thin walls.
Yeah.
Trying not to say a word, I put my hand up and I start slowly counting down with my gun armed. And I'm going to hopefully convey the countdown to kick the door open.
Hopefully,
So-
I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah. With the gun raised, counting down.
I'm making your token now, Mr. Lexit. So this is going to be an NPC sheet that you have control over.
Oh, that's so much fun.
So it's going to be more basically just a more compact, simplified version of the one you've been looking at.
So Bill's holding this piece of paper in front of him, and he's kind of not paying attention to it anymore while he's watching Cesar get pummeled. But he's holding that paper real close, and he's just waiting for some sort of minor distraction in order to grab that blade.
Perfect.
Right, basically right by the hilt of it, like over the guy's hand a little bit, controlling the blade. That's his plan. That's his thought.
Well, something tells me a distraction is about to
I don't know what would give you that idea.
So,
he's just waiting for something. He doesn't know what it is.
So if they're distracted, you're not being sneaky. It's probably just going to be a normal disarm then. Yeah, so it's basically an attack that you just have to succeed to be able to disarm them. But we'll go over that when that happens. And of course, your martial arts skills, what you can definitely use there.
Oh yeah.
All right, and Lexit, now this is in a different spot though. It's under extras. You should see Yakuza now.
Got it.
Wait, what? They're Yakuza? I never knew. I never considered that.
I didn't drill
The
that in.
tattoos gave it away. Don't worry about it. No, I got it.
His tattoo says Yakuza. No.
Yeah.
All right. Gale counts down to 1. Damien's at the ready.
And
Since we're off the rails still, by the way, this is going to be Theater of the Mind combat. We'll move to a battle map after this.
That's fine.
Buck, during moving into the door there, instead of using his pistol, has swapped over to his double-barreled shotgun.
Ooh. All right.
Please shoot us.
Glare meanly at the guy tied up.
Can I say what I'm going to do, or do you need me to wait?
No, this is going to be a surprise. They've already. I'll tell you, they already failed their notice. So.
All right. Let me make sure I have my page up.
I lock eyes. Buck's gonna lock eyes with Gale and just nod.
I'll squint my eyes a little bit at you, and then I'll go.
You just give me the finger. You're like, ah, fuck.
While holding the gun and about to push it open, I look at you and go.
She pushes up her hat brim like this.
Yeah, like that, and it just bursts through the door with guns out, and I'm aiming for anyone who isn't my posse.
Well, they're there. There's definitely plenty who are not. All right. We're gonna move into combat here. I'm gonna just put tokens down on our map here.
Okay.
Though I'll give that one the other skin, the Yakuza you have, like I said. So it's easier to differentiate. We had a problem where I was using too much of the same tokens in like a massive battle. It got really weird really fast.
Yeah, you had 10 tokens 10 of the same token on one side of the fight and 10 of the same token on the other side of the fight. And we're like, wait, are those our guys or their guys? It was challenging.
Why do I have Damien in here? What the fuck? I need to give him his own artwork. All right. So how how combat works is you can double right-click yourself to put yourself in combat.
Am I the one in the middle?
Yes.
There. Double.
So we should all be in combat at
Oh,
this point.
it kind of even faintly, like in a small script, says your name on the figure.
For the record, these are not Iron Dragon enforcers. So. And
Cool.
for your purposes, Lexit, so once we're all in the encounter, just waiting for others to add themselves. It's all kind of luck of the draw, and unless you have an edge that gives you an edge for it, it's all kind of luck of the draw when you go and swayed, and it reshuffles every round. Unless you get a joker, you can pretty much go whenever you want. You get a +2 on pretty much everything in combat for that turn.
How do I add myself to the
Right-click your token and there's a sword and shield icon.
sword and shield?
I just got 2 aces. What?
Oh no. It's not so bad. It's not so bad.
How did is this not shuffled? I just got 3 aces. That doesn't seem right. Somebody put themselves in there.
It says lacks permission to update combat.
Yeah, I have the same thing. I can toggle my combat as active, but I can't draw initiative.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna reset. I mean, I guess I could just do this. I can just roll them all at once. I don't know why not just always do that.
Nice.
Bill.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I take that knife. I take that guy's hand and his knife. I drop the paper. I ignore the paper. I just go for that hand and knife. I want control.
I pull his pants down. I slap him in the face. I tell him he's an idiot and he's a mama's boy.
So I think
see a
I think we're talking about fighting.
Yeah.
So here we go. No modifiers, I believe. Here it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
You definitely, you disarm him and take the Kaiken.
Okay.
Kaiken, yes. You hear him say "Kuso," which is shit.
Is that
So
the name or? Oh, that's okay. That's a swear.
Shit.
Okay. Okay.
I like, also, fun little tidbit, I like that when you say that they're speaking in Japanese, you'll say that, and then like those little fun words you'll actually say in Japanese.
Like I said, they failed their surprise, so I would say all of this is going to be a surprise for you guys. And so, Bill, if you want to attack in the same round with that Kaiken, go for it.
Ooh. Ooh,
Now,
shit.
What is that,
yeah,
you might ask? So, it's going to be another fighting roll. Let me get the knife. Be a Bowie knife, basically.
Yeah, I've got a Bowie knife built into my sheet already.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I'll attack. Tell me about the room. I know there's one guy with his hand on a sheathed katana. I think that's my target. Or is he too far away?
They all have katanas. All of them are sheathed.
Okay. So the guy behind me that I just took his knife from also has a katana. Then I'll attack him. So I will click on my Bowie knife and...
The man in Chinese garb, by the way, he appears unarmed.
Okay. Alright. Bowie knife roll happening. Pretty good. Damage? Does that hit?
That hits. He's shaking.
Alright, solid. Well then... Oh wait. Because I took the knife from him, he's shaking?
He's shaking because you just stabbed him.
Oh. But no, let me give you the damage, right?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was your damage. My bad. Slow start. Been a minute for Deadlands.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm relearning this character sheet almost every time we play. Here's the damage roll. I think. Yes.
Awesome. He is shaking.
All right. Good. So yeah, I sink that blade in him, and I say in Japanese, "A kaiken is a woman's blade."
Damn.
That's fucking brutal, dude. I sneeze.
Yeah, brother.
Gale sneezes and goes, "What the hell was that I heard?"
Good thing it was in Japanese.
Something feels weird about that. Too much men here.
All right.
Oh yes, and then that is my turn. I'll end my turn.
Oh, I don't know why it's not giving you the turn halo. A lot of things are still screwy from version 10, I guess.
How large is this room that we've entered? Where all this interrogation or whatever was taking place, capture, I guess.
It's not a big room. It's like 20 by 15.
20 by 15. And what's the orientation? So we've entered through the only door to the room, right? This is the only entrance or exit.
Yeah.
And walking in, looking, I can see where is Bill in relation to where we've entered, and
Bill was,
I guess the rest of them.
Bill was right on the other side of the door. Luckily far away enough that it getting kicked in didn't hit him or anything like that.
Okay.
He's right in front of the door. You like as soon as the door opened, he almost as if he was waiting for you guys. You see him do some cool martial arts move, immediately disarms the guy, and in the same stroke stabs it into him.
Hell yeah.
That dude looks pretty injured right now. And then the other individuals and where Cesar is at in relation to
Caesar's in the
where
center
Bill
of
was.
the room. The other two, you see 3 masked men. The other 2 masked men are pretty much right by Caesar. He's down in a chair, tied up right now.
Are they directly in front of him, like between me and him?
They're
Me and
adjacent
Caesar?
to him. So
Adjacent.
they're
So if
they're
I wanted to
facing
shoot at
each
one, I
side.
don't. If I wanted to shoot at one of the guys who just taking quick stock of the situation, be like, all right, that's a goon, probably not have a lot of value. I could freely shoot him without injuring someone else, like Caesar or somebody.
Yeah, they're clear. They're
All
all
right.
clear shot. Yeah, except for the guy that's
Excellent.
currently fighting him.
I like that idea.
Right.
It just says that out loud. That's a goon. It just points at points at
I think
That's-
Buckskin at
it's
this
like,
point can just say that's a goon, and that individual's head just blows up. I think we're at that point now.
That's a dead goon if I've ever seen one.
So I did ready my, or I guess I've been wearing my shotgun the whole time. I have a sawed-off double barrel that I was wearing, and I swapped my main hand weapon out for that, so that I'm using the shotgun now. Rolling for that, just so I'm clear, because I was looking at the rules for it. It says, yeah, the range is 5, 10, or 20 for this specific shotgun, and it says 1, 2, 3 d6, or is it 1, 3d6 damage die? Or how does that work?
Well, it's probably based on the increment that you're at, which is within 5 feet right now. What page are you on?
It's page 31 of the Weird West guide. It says shotgun's all 12 gauge.
Less damage as it gets farther away.
Yeah, it's what I'm
Okay,
thinking.
so I would assume at close range. I just want to blast this dude with both barrels immediately. The guy on the left of adjacent to Caesar. He's the one wearing a mask as well, right?
Unfortunately, yeah. that yeah, it's gonna be you, Lexit, the one still wearing a mask.
Oh,
He hasn't said a word this whole time, and I want to know.
Where are you? I don't see the. Oh, 1 to 3 d6. I see what you're talking about now.
I guess I already called my shot, didn't I? Yeah, let me take that back. What is that one? So it's 3d6 for both barrels.
Can you fire it off both in one round? I don't see how it would make
I
sense
guess.
if you could.
I mean, I guess taking stock of the situation, there's still one more guy. I think I would probably just shoot one.
Okay.
Just fire one barrel instead.
Target who you're shooting and shoot him. That would be the one that does not have the mask on the token, the one in the center.
Strangely, the only one still wearing.
I forgot how to target someone.
Right click and press the click on the target.
Yeah. So that would be the one, right? Alright. And then it's just 3d6 even for just one barrel or just 1d6?
Looks like you have the top one targeted. It would be the middle one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Targeted.
3d6 short range, 3d6 medium, 1d6 long.
Alright, so 1, 3, roll 3d6.
Alright. 5 meets your toughness, so that will give you the shaken status. That was your damage roll, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't roll to attack, did I?
I think the 5 was your. Well, you only rolled 1d6, dude. No, you didn't.
Roll,
Never
slash
mind.
roll 3d6.
There's two
So
of
I can roll to shoot still technically.
What?
Or is that my attack?
Okay.
Because that would have been my
it looks
damage,
like you
right?
just
That would have
rolled
been my damage.
right off the bat. You gotta roll shooting first.
Right. Okay. Apologies. Been a little while.
It's alright.
That's my shooting.
A 3 won't make it.
Alright. No worries. I just call out, I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on in here, but Cesar, you're getting into some fucked up shit.
Alright, and your turn whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Do that. Boom. Little box.
Gale.
My turn. Alright, so, just to make sure, in the room located, Bill is still holding the reward sign while Cesar is tied up.
Bill is stabbing somebody right now.
Yeah, Bill's stabbing somebody, but Caesar's still tied up.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a person hovering over him currently? One of the Oni mask wearing people?
There's one with a mask and one without a mask on each side of him. The one with a mask, you saw him jump as a buckshot just went into the floorboard right by him.
I'm gonna go for the one without the mask on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shoot.
Being singled out.
I'm gonna shoot my Derringer. Hold on. Oh, my quick access stuff went away. Oh, but that's fine. I have my gun right here. Shooting. And
Wait, I have the mask. You're targeting the other guy?
yes.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Where's your roll?
You didn't see it? Oh, private GM roll. Damn it.
Fix that shit!
I fixed it. It's a public roll.
It's okay.
You want me to
You
keep
can just
the
tell me
number?
what you got.
It was a 15. 15. Yeah. And then my die 6 was a 1.
Yeah, that's a hit with an extra d6 of damage.
Okay, extra die 6. My Derringer is a 2 die 4, so you want me to add a die 6 to that roll?
Yep.
Okay.
Get him square in the chest, basically.
Alright. I'm just gonna roll the 2 die 4 and then roll a. It's /R die 6, right? /R space die 6. 1d6.
What?
Yes. Yes, you're right. Keep going.
my words were messed up. So 11.
11. Alright. The one with the mask. You kick the door open, raise up your derringer, and you pop him right between the eyes.
Howdy, fellas. And shoot him. Yeah.
I think you said you shot the guy without the mask.
Oh, without.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I got that. The tokens are confusing because your token has no mask, but you are wearing a mask. And the other one, anyway. So, do you do anything else, Gil?
Currently, I don't think so. I've already taken a shot. Actually, you know what? Can I shoot the other one wearing the mask, but take that negative, right?
You had to declare that prior.
Okay, I didn't do it, so then all I did was shoot one guy. That's it.
Yeah, because remember, it gives you negatives to all of your attacks if you do that.
Okay, then I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Let's see if I can break my shaken status before getting stabbed arena. Oh, cool! They made it so that gives you the option just to go ahead and roll spirit finally. That's nice. I succeed. I'm no longer shaken. Moves the status automatically for me. Nice new stuff. All right. Bill? He's gonna unsheath his katana and immediately try to drive it in you while you're stabbing him.
I don't like that.
Ow, please don't.
I don't like that. Not one bit.
That hurts. I'd prefer not to be stabbed, thank you.
That much? What the fuck? It says pillow?
Meg in the chat says that you shouldn't do that to me. It's a request by one of the audience members. You can't disappoint your audience. Sorry.
I'm gonna do this though. So, to hit you, I need to beat your parry. Or meet or beat your parry. Does a 7 do that?
Let's see. My parry is a fucking 6.
Then.
Yeah. Let's go to the chat. Does a 7 beat a 6?
Survey says.
Survey says. Look at the board.
And even still, to hit you, I have to beat your toughness, which didn't roll publicly. I'm sorry, but it's another 7.
Okay, so my toughness is 7.
Okay, so I have to meet or beat it, so you would be shaken.
Alright. Okay. Shaken. I will click that on.
Damien
and that's fan service there. She's requesting specifically that I do get stabbed, so cheers, Meg. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
What color is his blood?
Damien sees you having an issue with the guy. Stabbing contest. He's gonna try to shoot him to help you out. What the fuck are my rolls? This is upsetting me. There we go. That's gonna hit. All right. Yeah, Damien, as you're fighting him, he stabs you, and as soon as he stabs you, you see something just pierce the side of his skull, and he falls limp on you. Blood starts pouring out of his skull. Now we just have poor Lexit all by his lonesome.
Oh no, poor Lexit.
I accidentally clicked something. Sorry about that. But he's gonna try to he's gonna shout a bunch of stuff unintelligibly and probably try to whack the guy with the shotgun that just blasted at him and try to like push past or escape. Imagine.
All right.
If he's the only one left, it seems reasonable.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna send you. I don't know how I can DM you right now. Some top secret information. I can.
I just got messaged that we have the music so loud that Scar, you can barely be heard. I don't. Okay. Good music, but not better than hearing what the GM has to say.
All right.
In that case, will getting in close make it harder to hit me with a gun?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he's gonna try to strike
Even
the guy
with a
with
shotgun that can be used in melee.
Except ones that explicitly say they can be used to make like a shotgun. Yeah.
Okay, then he's gonna try to take out the guy with the shotgun with his katana.
Oh shit!
He's still got one shell in there that he can shoot you in melee combat with. Just keep in mind.
I'm just gonna holler out and be like, "Well, look, so he's the last one left, right? Just one individual. All right. I was gonna holler and be like, "Look, first one was a warning shot. Can't guarantee the second one."
He's got great aim.
So I roll fighting.
Yes.
Okay, and then a little box comes up.
All right. So it would be a 4 to your. He has to meet or beat your parry, Buckskin.
Okay, my parry says 6.
So he misses you.
Parries with a shotgun.
Parries with the
Damn.
on up shot. Ching.
All right. You can still move.
Okay, he's gonna try to move past to a more defensible hallway, maybe where it's harder to hit him.
Yeah, I would say Buckskin's probably blocking the door right now. Why don't we do 2 opposed string checks?
So just roll straight strength.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's probably almost certainly not the rule, but it's a quick decision. He does not get by you.
Probably just knocking his ass from.
Yeah, I'd say maybe you get knocked prone as you try to get by Govin. He elbows you down as you try to shove past him, and you're surrounded now by some very unpleasant people.
Yeah, I just kind of shove him back with the gun.
Oh no.
He curses at you in a different language.
I don't know what you're saying there, sir.
Yeah.
New mate. It is your turn.
Yeah. Let's roll that spirit.
I'm on the ground, rolling around, trying to not get hit.
That didn't remove your shaken status, unfortunately. You can still move, though. Pretty much do anything you can to get out of the situation. You're tied up, so I would say you can...
What am I tied up to?
A chair.
It's not bolted to the floor or anything?
It's not, no.
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's fucking way too comedic. But will you allow me to try and untap myself, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a relevant skill offhand that you can do that with?
Athletics, maybe?
Sure. Alright, yeah, you get yourself untangled. And I'll say even stand up, because there's only this one poor guy left, anyway. Top of the order, and look who's first again.
Oh, look who went from first to almost last. Jeez, that's rough.
Alright, you are no longer shaken and can act accordingly. You got one
I'm
living
assuming they
member
took my
left that
weapons.
has said some interesting information to you.
I'm assuming they took my weapons off of me. They're probably laying in a corner somewhere, aren't they?
Yes.
Well, good thing that thanks to Bill, I now have the martial artist, right? I can now go for some unarmed strike.
Okay.
All right, don't embarrass me, student.
Well, we'll see. Does that hit?
Yeah, he has to meet or beat your parry.
5.
One off.
You're prone. I'm not gonna look up the prone rules, but I know you get a negative being prone also when you're in combat. So that probably would meet at least your 5.
It's only one difference.
Yeah.
Probably good.
Before we go too far into this round, I'm not in the turn order. I mean, I'm there, but I don't have a card. It's just got a D20 next to my name.
There you go.
There.
Cool, thanks.
I don't know why I did that. That's odd. Good googly moogly. So, that was your damage? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just strength plus D4 plus 1.
All right, so how damage works, Alexia, is basically with melee combat specifically, if he meets or beats your toughness, you're shaken. If he, so what's your toughness, for example, purposes? 5? So if he gets anywhere between 5 and 8, you're shaken. If he goes anywhere between, if he goes over, like 9 or over, he wounds you also. So the key to remember in this game is 4 is the magic number. 4 is normally the standard die that you want to roll to pass a skill check. And when you roll over 4 of the damage that you need to for someone's toughness or whatever, you do additional damage. So you, Govan actually was right. You are a goon. You're just a henchman. You're not like a wild card. So you only can take 1 wound, as opposed to everyone else, which is 3. So he, yeah, Caesar, what do you do to this poor man exactly? Sorry, I explained that really bad, but you'll get it.
Yeah. I forgot you're supposed to call before you do the fucking attack that you're doing non-lethal. So, I guess, since I didn't do that, Caesar clearly earlier was masking anger at the guy, just, putting on his brave face, but he's very clearly angry at this guy, insinuating that his father is alive and shit like that. So, he just starts wailing on the guy until all of a sudden, crunch, and the man has a hole where his skull used to be.
Ouch.
How dare you say my father's alive?
You think I've
never been so insulted
to us and just...
I take offense to that suggestion, sir.
My father told us that he was dead, and we believed him.
I took that to heart.
Okay, so we're technically out of combat now. Some of you may not have noticed in the heat of the moment, unless you're already in the room talking to these individuals, but there is still a man in the room, quite scared out of his mind, quite visibly afraid right now, in traditional Chinese garb.
Who are you?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. Thank you.
He starts frantically speaking in a language I don't think any of you understand.
I can't say this with 100% certainty, but if he speaks Chinese, I might understand some of it. It's like,
I think, no, we established that last session when you went to the Chinese quarter of the place. You exchanged a few words with the guy in Chinese.
He's speaking Mandarin, I don't know if that's the one you're referring to.
But,
But
I don't.
he is speaking frantically and fast. If you're not fluent, you wouldn't really catch what he's
Okay,
going.
I'll say in English and in Japanese, slow, just to let him know that I don't speak that language.
He just keeps don't kill me.
Oh,
Okay.
so you do speak English. Good.
Who are you?
Owner.
Owner. All right.
And who are these men? As I'm picking up their katanas and weapons and
Going down picking like bundles of apples or something with like hands full of just daggers and swords and stuff.
well, I'm on a quest for my own sword. Maybe these swords will tell me something.
Yes, indeed.
I was just for flavor reasons. I was trying to look up the word in Mandarin, but demons.
I take their masks off. I say, "These are just men," and I smash 2 of the masks, and I sneakily take the 3rd.
I know they're men. I'm not stupid. He goes over and moves a kimono and shows you a huge fucking demon tattoo on one of their backs. Yakuza demon.
I explain to my local friends, these men are what are called Yakuza, and they are criminals from my land.
Well, that's a fun word. So they're like us, kind of.
Caesar's still hunched over the guy whose skull he caved in and looks up and says, "They're bastards is what they are."
Well, they're dead actually, but yeah, sure. When they were alive, they were. And I put away my derringers and I take my cigar in my hand, begrudgingly kind of look at both Cesar and Bill and go, just to make sure y'all are okay. Feel the need to ask. You know what? Never mind. Don't even answer the question. I don't care.
You everyone give me a notice real quick.
And I gotta change my dice color again. Everybody's rolling green dice. I'm like, whoa! I rolled. No, that's not my roll.
You can do that in the settings.
Yeah. Remind me how to change dice again.
And you click on the cog wheels on the top right.
Game settings. Yeah. Configure settings. Oh no, that's not it.
It is in configure settings, by the way. They changed the layout from the update, but you'll see Dice So Nice
Configure settings
on the left hand side in configure game settings.
There it is. All right.
Yeah, so Buckskin and Caesar, you guys hear the door creak behind you. You look that way and you see, kind of in the darkness, a man there with a familiar mask. And as he sees you see him, he bolts. And you hear what it sounds like wooden shoes running on a wooden floor, running very swiftly away.
I guess I give chase.
Bye.
Alright, you guys give chase out, and you run through the opium den out into the street, the bustling street of Denver. You go out and you see him in the center of the street running. Man, wooden shoes aren't really good for this kind of environment. And you can tell y'all are gaining on him. And he immediately stands around, and he seems to lock on to you, Caesar. He unsheaths a katana and puts it above his head.
Oh, I see.
And you let him to drop the weapon.
I'd turn to you and say, "Just stay out of this. I can handle it." And I didn't say this, but
I don't even know what's
just
going on,
assumed
but
the fucking katana back while we were still in there. And I unsheathed my katana, and move in for the challenge.
He says as you accept his challenge, I am one of many, Miyamoto-san. We will find your father and finally kill him.
If my father is alive, good luck.
And at that, you see him pull it down, clutch it to his side, and come to a sprint at you.
I will remain steadfast until he reaches me, because then my first strike will kick in.
May I cast a power before that?
You did not hear it, didn't you? Or did you guys run after
I
us
mean,
soon after
everyone ran out. I'm sure he would come
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
And for the record, as this happened, like the street dissipates, and a particular man kind of stands out from the crowd and is observing with a straight brimmed hat, with a heavy shadow cast over his eyes. Bit of a tall man with a preacher's collar.
Who could that be?
So Gale, yeah, you're there if you want to cast something.
I want to cast Numb on my companion here.
Buckskin.
And start carving into his flesh. No. I'm gonna cast it on Caesar.
Okay, go ahead.
So, which one is it? 5. Alright, so this one I don't even believe is a...
It's whatever your casting skill is.
Which is Faith, I believe.
Yeah.
Arcane skill roll, blah blah blah, temporary injury. Yeah, it's my spirit, sorry. And specifically, Faith.
Okay. All right. Nice.
What does Numb do?
Caesar, you feel your body relax, and you know that your comrades are behind you, giving you some aid.
I will just be there in the ready stance until he reaches me, which allows me to use my first strike. The moment he's in reach, I get a free attack on him.
Yep. And he reaches you. Well, I'm sorry. Ryan, what was that roll for you? Were you doing something too?
Oh, so no. I was just I just made new dice, and I just wanted to see if they worked.
Make it
Did anything in game? Nope, I'm good.
All right. He reaches you.
And he gives you a sweet little kiss on the forehead.
That will not meet his parry. If you want to burn a chip, you can try again.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
That certainly will, with an extra d6 of damage. Please give me a roll.
Oh, roll with raise, right?
Yeah. He charges in at you, and before he can even get it close enough to you, as he lowers his blade for the strike, what do you do?
As he lowers his blade for the strike, I finally move. I just run past, slicing him in two. And then just sheath my blade, waiting for him to...
In classic style, you see the Yakuza kind of stop and run. You see him drop his sword, and all of you that are behind Caesar right now, you see a red line form all of a sudden in his stomach, and then his body just folds in on itself.
I stand back up straight, look towards my crew with the goofiest fucking smile, and what do you know? Still got it.
Still got it. All right, we're out of combat again.
I suppose that was pretty well done. Kind of.
Well, even though it was a halfway compliment, it's still more than you've said to me before, so I'll take that as a win.
I suppose that's true.
Someone want to explain to me what the hell's going on?
The men with the red masks. You, Bill, you said something about Yakuza? Gang members?
Yakuza.
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 All right, you're going to
Yakuza?
slow down your words a little bit.
No. Yakuza. No.
Yakuza.
No, Yakuza.
Yakuza. I'll get it.
Well, don't worry about it. Let's move on.
Now I will say, there's been y'all have been around Denver for a few days now. I think it's actually been over a week. You know that Sutter and Luke and Abby have been looking for help for the drive. They even went so far as to pass out flyers here and there.
Oh.
And I will say that Reverend Samuel, you have one said flyer in your coat right now. Just so you know.
After all the ordeal with like Cesar, destroying this other individual, Buck just wants. I just want to take a look around, or Buck just gonna take a look around and scan the area and see if anyone else is taking any interest to anything that happened here.
You have
Maybe.
oh yeah, you've got a crowd around you. A shoulder to shoulder crowd. People looking to themselves, people whispering. You get a hell yeah here or there, but mostly people kind of look confused. Not probably something they see too often.
I would think a katana duel in public isn't something you see often in Denver.
No.
In the 1880 or whatever time it is.
In any year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because nowadays there's a ton of katana duels
Yeah,
everywhere.
dude, I saw a
obviously.
duel in the middle of the road last week. It was pretty intense. Yu-Gi-Oh card duel, actually.
Duel.
All right.
We've
ahead.
noticed the man standing in the street perceiving us currently.
There's a whole crowd around you
Yeah, yeah.
perceiving you.
But you said he stands out a little more.
There's definitely a grim-looking priest that's kind of staring at you guys right now. Most everyone else is pretty much common people, and you do see a man with a badge approaching you also right now with 2 men at his side, guns out.
Well, here we go again.
I guess
Bill,
I'll walk to meet him as well.
Bill was on the outskirts of this whole thing, just watching his new student. So he kind of wants to slink off back into the Chinese district or into the building from whence we came. While you guys scan the crowd of NPCs and clearly see the one PC who wants to get recruited.
No, nobody said anything like that. No.
On the other
I
side,
think Bill's going to try to remove himself from this scene.
you kind of
back into the building.
you kind of backing into the crowd, Bill, and you actually bump into Bill, Sutter, and Abby. Well,
Checking in.
trouble seems to find you lot, don't it? He says with a bit of a chuckle. The man with the badge. The man with the badge approaches the rest of the party. He nods your hat as you meet him, Buckskin. You see him obviously knows your badge as well. Trouble?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, we saw these folks rolling in town a few weeks ago. Knew they were up to no good.
These individuals with the swords and the masks,
Yes, sir.
they were all in that way, wearing all that stuff?
Not with the masks. They had them on their hip, actually. I didn't see them wear it, and I thought it was just kind of I don't know.
Some cultural thing?
Yeah. The weapons? No. First I've seen them.
Yeah.
No
we
one
got,
cared who I was until I put on the mask.
That is the second frickin' Bane quote this week. What the fuck?
Who doesn't love Bane? Come on.
I love the Bane quote. So
What you mean,
Put
Bane?
my worst, I put on the mask.
Hey, we've just got puns and movie references all day.
Bill says to you, Bill, everything all right though? Nobody hurt? Oh, except for that fella.
Bill has a slash from that katana, which made him shaken, but he says, everything's fine. Thank you, sir.
Looks at Abby. There's a good saloon right around the corner here where we're going to be gathering people up to sign on for the drive. Why don't you come over here and Abby will patch you up. Get the rest of the posse together too.
Yeah. I guess after this ordeal, seems like a good time for a drink.
I can at least agree with you on that.
Good to see you, Mr. Sutter. I
Yes, sir.
bow slightly, not in a full-on bow, just a head nod.
You as well. Hopefully we'll have some good news by night. So the town marshal that meets with you, yeah, he does not seem to think you guys were in any ill doing whatsoever.
I try to explain to him the situation and what happened and what led to the bloodshed that happened here just a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, we've been looking into this place. There's some talk of illegal contraband passing through this den. This might be the ticket we need to finally poke around a little bit more. The Iron Dragon keeps a tight grip on this place, though, so anytime we get close, they tend to get in the way.
What was the name again?
The Iron Dragon, the Chinese Railroad. That is quite on the powerful side when it comes to the railroad wars. That is always so hard to say.
The Railroad Wars.
Yeah. I think I've introduced almost every railroad company to you guys, man. We got Lone Star,
Yeah.
Bayou Vermilion, the Wichita Witches. Well, that's not what it's called, but and now the Iron Dragon. The Wasatch is that railroad. And Empire Rail, yeah.
Yeah, you introduced a lot.
Yeah. A lot of railroads in a Western game, believe it or not.
Who would have thought?
So, we'll move this along, and assume the posse gathers and to said saloon, where Bill, Luke, and Abby are currently at a table, and you can kind of see a line of people going up to them, presumably applying for the drive position. What do you all do?
Quite a big crowd we got going on here.
Are any of them people that would have gathered around us during that quick duel?
I mean, you might notice a face or two.
Signing up because they saw how skilled.
If you go up to Abby, she'll say, "This was a lot shorter line before you two just had your show."
It was pretty
Well-
fun to watch, to be honest.
Wasn't meant to be a show, but glad to help out.
And guess who's at the front of the line at this point in time? So you guys are around the table where Bill, I'm sorry, I'll keep calling him Sutter so it's less confusing because we have all these Bills in here. Sutter,
We appreciate
Abby, Sutter, Abby, and Luke. Heel caught your eye. Like I said, he did stand out from the crowd, but you do see what looks to be some kind of Reverend possibly applying for the position of drive hand.
So this just like Sutter, Luke, and Abby just kind of like sitting at a table and people just in a line just walking up and like kind of handing off an application almost type of situation.
They're exchanging credentials. They're literally interviewing, asking what kind of trails they've been on, things like that. Reverend Sam, could you describe your character?
Yeah, he's a let's see here. He's an older guy, silver streaks, long black hair, hawkish features, dark skin, weathered like old leather, prolific eyebrows, but black clergy wear. It definitely looks like he's been on the road for a while. He's probably in his 50s. He's probably talking to him about, riding horses and driving wagons. He's got a peculiar accent.
I think I'm gonna walk to the front end of the table behind Sutter, Luke, and Abby, and just kind of eye him down. Based on your description, you'd probably, I mean, you said he kind of like has seen or he's been around long enough.
He's in his late 50s. He's an old dude. He's lanky and really tall and has a hawkish, like kind of real narrow features, kind of hook nose.
Why are you talking about me like that? No, I'm just gonna stand behind the three of them and pull the half-smoked cigar out and just smoke it and just perceive and look at him. Second time I've used that word.
Very perceptive.
Yes. That's it.
And so we can have a sec to kind of introduce our new character. We're at the halfway point anyway. Let's have a quick bio if that sounds good to you guys.
Oh, you don't hear it? I don't hear any music.
This volume
Where's the,
shit, man.
Where's the ambiance? I can't really get into my character without the piano music playing, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Is that the new canon voice for Buck's?
Yeah, it's Buck's real voice. He's just been lying to you guys the whole time.
So Reverend Sam, Bill Sutter, who is the owner of the Sutter Ranch, of the Lazy S Ranch, I'm sorry. He is the one kind of running the show. To his right, and he's an older man with a big bushy mustache. Talks kind of like this in a low voice. And you get to know him. He's kind of a hard ass, but he's fair. And he recognizes a hard worker and makes sure that everybody gets with the road, for better or for worse. To his right, he's got his lead drive hand, younger fellow. He kind of talks in a more northern accent almost. He's a darker skinned dude as well. Very just kind of lean, but obviously rough as well. Probably been a chill hand for a long time. And to his left, he has his daughter, Abby Sutter. She's red-haired and looks to be in early 20s, maybe even late teens. Hard to tell, but because she looks a little rougher as well. It's hard to say. She looks a little older than she probably is from how she sounds and acts. And you see the group. She got shot. I forgot about that.
Shit. Yeah, me too. Damn.
She got shot and just went on. And you see a group of individuals that you saw in a street fight just a moment ago cut down a man, approach the table, apparently associated with Sutter's Drive. I think you described yourself, so let's go down the line for Reverend Sam now. Buckskin, if you want to describe what your character looks like for him.
So Buck is, I'd say probably not quite the same age as Sam, but maybe a couple years younger, in his mid-50s, I would say. He's a grizzled-looking fellow wearing long coat, duster, tan duster, darker colored shirt, darker colored uniform. You'll notice the Ranger badge on his, attached to his chest, into his chest. It's kind of just a very rough looking dude, leathery skin, sunburned in places, and looks like he's been riding along with said cattle drive for quite a while now. Has a very stern look in his face. Looks like someone who probably don't smile very often about things. Kind of looking you up and down and just giving you a nod as a hello. He's pretty gray-haired as well, and scruffed beard, not a full-grown beard, but just mainly scruff, just gray scruff across his face.
All right, Caesar, you're after Buckskin.
Caesar's one of the younger people in the group, mid to late 20s, long unkempt black hair and also a scruffy beard, much like Buckskin. He's fairly tan. He's fairly tall, probably about 6 foot. Tanned, very tanned, which makes it clear that he's probably like, to you, he's probably Mexican, maybe somewhere from down south. Only thing that betrays his mixed race heritage would be the shape of his eyes, which makes it clear that he's got some Asian in him. He wears a mix of traditional like cowboy clothes, chaps, cowboy riding boots, that sort of thing, but also on top of that he's got a kimono kind of thing. I don't remember the actual name for the short version of that, but and also what looks like a custom-made suit of armor kind of thing that resembles, if your character ever saw depictions of samurai, it looks kind of like samurai armor. At his side is a sword and also a pistol. He emanates cocky energy, even with the way he walks. You could tell he puts on a persona of that kind of cocky, gung-ho kind of young guy. He gives you a look and with a smile, gives you a nod.
That guy.
Bill,
Sounds like you're done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from a distance, Bill looks like anybody else. Chaps and boots and spurs and, pistol on his hip, pistol on his front of his belly. He's wearing Native American body armor, which is like bones and wood and it's kind of silly looking in comparison to a suit of Japanese traditional armor. But when you look closer, he is Japanese. If you know the difference, I don't know who knows what, but he's got almost always got a smile on his face. He could be in his mid 40s if you can decipher that. He's pretty well fed. He's not he's athletic, but he's not like he's not slim or lithe or any sort of like martial artist build. He's not obese or rotund, but he's well fed. And he's mostly clean shaven, which includes his head. He wears a what is it? A derby, not a traditional cowboy hat. He looks like he thinks that he's fitting in, and he's got himself a booth in this bar, and he's sitting down and he's inspecting these katanas that he has just acquired, and he just is like pleased as punch. He's not bothering to sign up or anything. He's already signed up. He's one of the guys. He looks pretty confident, but not cocky the way his young protege appears.
Oh, hello.
And he looks across the bar and he nods and he gives like a yes, I'll take a drink to Gale. Gale?
Gale doesn't stand too tall off the ground. Maybe for an average woman, just a little slightly above average height. But she is wearing a almost like a mariachi jacket. Most of her coloration all over her clothes is black with like hues of like red and some like gold fringe at the bottom of her what I would refer to, not a dress necessarily, it's just a really long skirt, but she has these like horse riding boots that go up almost to her knee. On her back there is strapped a very large rifle and 2 derringers tucked away underneath her sleeves. She has, like, not wearing it currently, but she has it light on her back, a very large sombrero with a very tall point, and there is a picture of a rooster that is kind of printed on the side of it. And she doesn't really wear a lot of jewelry, but you probably would notice the wedding band or the wedding ring that is still on her finger. On top of that, her hair is brunette. She has like also a slightly darker complexion, and I'd say probably the look of just constantly pissed. You could probably look left or like try to figure her out, and she'd probably be like, "Yeah, I'm doing pretty good today," but she still has that resting bitch face, regardless. And she has her arms kind of not crossed over her, but more like she's got a hold of the cigar as she's looking at Reverend Sam. And she kind of like looks over to the bar and, in kind of almost an intimidating manner, snaps her finger and requests a drink from the bartender to be brought to her. That's Gale.
He smiles and nods, which is uncharacteristically somber for him. Almost kind of senile.
All right.
Picks up his paperwork.
As real quick, and as things develop, by the way, I'm gonna start doing a lot of secret messages for everybody now that they're almost all the backstories are in full swing. All right. So yeah, you're in front of Sutter, and he looks up you, Reverend. All right, so everything looks pretty straight with you. Be $30 a month, Reverend, if you wanna join the drive.
Lad, I'll take it.
All right, go talk to my daughter here. She'll get you your affairs in order with us.
When you say that, or when Sutter says that, I kind of just push a little closer and I say, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe 30 isn't enough. We did kind of lose quite a lot of people. I figure maybe charging him just a little bit more would do us some justice, is what I think. And I blow my cigar smoke at his face.
Alrighty, oh my god.
I'll be trying to convince the new hire to ask for more money.
That's a good question.
Is that what you're doing?
Charge him. What do you mean charge him? That's he's offering to pay him.
Oh, you said $30. Oh, I got so confused about that. I'm so sorry.
He's offering to pay $30 a month.
I thought you meant you were gonna fucking charge the Reverend $30 to join the fucking cattle drive. I'm so sorry.
I thought maybe you were talking to the Reverend and telling him to charge more, which he had something for, but that might not have been the case.
And retcon just for a minute. I'm just blowing smoke at Reverend. It's not literally in his face, but I'm blowing my cigar smoke at his, like, in his direction, trying to even like push it a little farther to get to his face.
In a flirty way?
No.
That's what they say about the girls in high school.
No, it's in the Gale.
My mom says I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, whenever girls blew cigar smoke at me in high school, I thought it was flirty.
Regardless, that is not Gale's intention. Even if it does come off flirty.
Like, oh, you ever been to McDonald's before?
Do you like jabs?
Yo, I got a coupon for 2 Big Mac meals.
Nuggets.
Big Mac, baby, Big Mac. They call me Big Mac.
Buck's gonna walk over to. Is it Samuel? Is it just common spelling, right?
Samuel. He says with a British accent.
Well, Buck's gonna walk up and be like, "Well, Padre, you got much experience running cattle?"
Can he get a token for that, by the way. I like that. I'm sorry.
For saying Padre?
I fucking love that. That was great.
Sure, you definitely can.
I'm sorry.
I've worked with oxen and horses. Plenty.
Did you say your name was?
Reverend Samuel.
So, your parents just knew you were gonna go into the clergy with a name like that? Or, what's the story there?
He's obviously not a white guy, by the way. I don't know if I pointed that out. He's dark enough to be of an obscure lineage. If you know what gypsies are, he might represent that.
Or Banji, okay.
Yeah, but British, so he's like, no, my parents had no idea that I would become a man of cloth.
Okay, so they just named you after an archangel for no reason. Okay, get it. I get it.
I'm sure my mother had good reasons. If you'd like to speculate,
People are named after archangels.
A little disconcerting, I feel. An archangel.
for your own sake, I would warn you about speculating on the motives of my mother. It might come back to haunt you. He says. he says that in kind of a way that's like for your own. Look, he's seriously concerned about your own good. He said. I'd be happy to discuss that more with you, though, if you're interested in what's going on with your soul. Says.
I had more than enough of religion back in Brazil. You're crazy about that whole thing there.
You seem to not be stopping. You've just spilt a good amount of blood on God's road.
Caesar's got himself in a conversation he wasn't ready for.
Uh-oh.
Don't we love this player character bonding?
You realize it doesn't just stay there, lad.
Gail is going to speak up and say, there's a lot of things that do stay, though. And she is going to, just for a moment, there's a little bit of weird, awkward silence. She takes the cigar and just puts it out on the table and walks over to the bar.
Rude.
Yeah. That's it.
Really,
Just gonna look over at the
nobody's going to be like
Padre
at
and-
Sam, be like, oh, that's just Gale.
No,
Don't worry, it's nothing to worry about. It's fine. It's fine.
Buck's gonna say, look over at the Reverend and be like, "Yeah, don't take it personally. She's like that, but she's got a lot of stuff to work through, a lot of traumatic experiences to get past." I would say.
You say that, and she kicks a stool over onto the ground and pushes it out of the way to stand at the bar and is knocking on it and demanding a drink.
A woman carrying a tray of beer just barely misses the stool being knocked over. Oh!
You might want to watch out for that. Whiskey, please. Maybe not even please. Just hand it. And looks at a bottle on the shelf.
Yeah, don't mind her. You get used to it. It has some level of charm to it after a while.
Some level.
Absolutely.
Bill sees Gail ordering a bottle or ordering drinks, and he tries to wave at her, and he's like, yeah, one for me too, while he's just all otherwise involved in this sword, inspecting it, looking for anything he can discover about it, and also just appraising it, seeing the quality of it and whatnot.
She actually
checking out all the swords.
I can throw whatever money you need me to at the bartender, Mr. Marshall, sir, and I will take the bottle and actually walk over and sit down with Bill.
With Billy Boy? Well, first of all, let me answer the couple of the questions in here.
Take your time.
First, I love how out of everything listed in here, one thing that strikes me odd, but it really shouldn't. It's pretty fitting. But they went out of their way to make sure we specifically knew how much bacon was.
Maybe we should be ordering more bacon, guys.
This is set in America, after all.
Salt pork or bacon?
Oh, salt pork, I think, would be better. I love salt pork. We'd make tacos out of that. Quality.
Anyway, yeah.
Yes, expecting.
The bottle, I'll say, is $5.
What's this one say on it? What is this? This looks pretty cool too. I don't understand this one. Man. Some kind of writing in it? Is that
So,
in your Bill?
The swords that you collected, they are disguised to look like boken when they're sheathed. So there it is a clean edge between the hilt and the sheath. So when it's connected, it just looks like wooden stick, basically.
No hilt, no tsuba.
Right.
All right, gotcha.
And there is an engraving on it, and it is an engraving of. I don't think we went over this, Cesar, specifically. Did you have a gang name?
No, you can do that.
So for the time being, it is kanji on there. It says Demon Gang.
Okay.
Sitting there next to you, Bill, I will actually pour you a shot. I'll down one for myself before. I'm not waiting for you, and I speak up and go, rushing into that room earlier when you guys had that little predicament from just a moment ago. Couldn't help but overhear Bonzo. Is that your real name then?
Yes, my parents named me Bonso.
Bonzo.
Bonso.
Okay. And then
That is an unusual name in this land, and so I took a name more common to the land, Bill.
that is actually quite a common name. In fact, you spot on. Good job. And then
I fit in.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Bill. You laughing? She is deadpan, like looking at you and going, Bill, I don't know if you know what. Never mind. I couldn't help but also notice the phrasing of 125,000 yen on your head.
And Marshall, can I have that piece of paper on me still?
Yes.
All right. So yes, I produce that and I say, it's a nice likeness, isn't it?
That looks quite literally like you. That was a pretty good drawing.
I will note now that we're not in the moment, Bill, but you see there's the poster's double-sided as well.
Okay.
So yeah, on the side that has the depiction of someone who looks very much like you, it says wanted for stealing the wakizashi of the Bushido family. The other side has a very different looking person who's also wanted for the stealing of the katana of the Bushido family.
I see. And what is the price on that?
The same.
Oh, so it's that 125,000 total?
125,000 yen.
And I would like to think that Bill knows the exchange rate.
Would he? That's up to you. It looks like it actually
Yes, he
was.
does.
It actually was yen.
roll for it? Way to roll for it, or what?
For simplicity's sake, we'll say it's about the equivalent of $1,000.
Okay. And is there information about this guy who has the katana, or supposedly has it? His name, perhaps?
Both of them say unknown thief.
Okay.
Oh, so it's like they have the likeness, but they don't know the name and like the other info. They just know that this picture of this guy stole it.
Yeah.
So what does this guy look like? Bill flips over the page and studies this picture. He wants to fucking memorize this face.
Okay. I'll get you some actual art so that we'll have something good for that.
Cool. Well, in the meantime, what does he look like?
I don't know. I don't know what art I'm gonna pick out.
Oh, okay. All right. But like, I mean, let's just say this. Is he Japanese? Is he white? Etc.
He's Asian.
Okay. Okay.
And
cool.
And the way it's drawn is very, traditional of what how a Japanese man would be drawn back then.
I see. And do I recognize him?
You don't recall.
Okay. But yeah,
See,
I'm studying this,
like
and I'm in front of Gale.
It's like you're, like when you're like, I know that guy, but you can't quite put a name to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I've got that page on the table, and I'm like, kind of absent-mindedly drinking the drink that Gale poured for me, and I'm just like tapping a finger on that picture. I'm just like, as I'm drinking.
What you pondering there, friendo?
This man. That is who I look for. That is who I seek.
I think we saw 3 of them who look at least something like this a minute ago.
He smiles at that. He doesn't take it as an offense or anything.
Yeah.
And he just says, yes, those men were from my homeland, just as this man is.
Oh, I see. Well, I wouldn't even know where to start looking for somebody like that. That is something to ponder.
He finishes the drink and puts down his empty glass. He just says, it's a tough story that I have behind me. My backstory, you might say. It's tough.
All right. And she takes the bottle of liquor and like pours herself a shot and gets up and goes back to the bar.
Good old Ryan loves that fourth wall breakage. I love it.
She goes, I'll be right back. Goes and gets
Cesar seeing Gale walk away, decides to walk up to Bill, discuss those their katanas. Hey Bill, you got a moment?
He's got one of them out on the table there. He says, yes, please sit.
Yeah, I just sit down and I point towards the katanas. What are you gonna do with them?
Well, I only need one of them, and he slides it forward to you. Yeah, I know you already have one, but why not? I'd have 3 now.
I'd rather we get rid of them. Personally. Sell
Why?
them, bury them, anything, just so I don't have to look at them all day.
Why?
Reminder of the past I'd rather forget.
What do these swords mean to you?
Caesar looks around just to see no one else from the posse is listening in, and then leans in.
Bill looks around too.
And says, they're from my old gang back in Sao Paulo.
The demons?
Yeah.
The Reverend perks up. His demons.
Still notices
his ear twitches.
Not so loud, Bill, goddamn. Yes. I ran with a gang back in Sao Paulo. They didn't appreciate me leaving, trying to get my life sorted together. Well, they're sort of the reason I'm here in America. I did some horrible shit when I ran with them. I'd rather not have a constant reminder of that around me every day.
Bill kind of gives you a look like, you made your bed, you got to sleep in it. But he doesn't say anything. He nods his head and he says, I don't wish to hang on to this sword. I wish to find my own sword. And he points again, stabs his finger down at the piece of paper on the table. He says, "This man," and he turns the paper so you can see it properly. "This man is accused of having it."
I'll have a look at that and see, do I recognize the man on there?
No.
Well, as I said before, and I swore an oath to you, I will help you get your sword back. Just for the time that you keep one of those blades, just keep it away from me, if you don't mind.
Bill nods.
He came over to the table to tell him not to have the swords around him. I love that.
No, gotta do some
Gotta let him know.
character expanding there. Indeed. You want another drink? I'm gonna go get one.
What are you doing
He's
right now,
all
Buckskin?
eager about that. He slides the empty glass there too. Yeah.
Honestly, I think Buck's still standing semi near the Reverend, just sparking up conversation. What brings you around these parts other than looking for work? It seems.
Well, the trail has a lot of opportunities. What do you know about it? Where these
Well,
cattle are going?
Not too much. I know we're moving beyond. We originally set up to get here. Our arrival was successful, though we had quite a few hiccups on the way. But looks like cattle is down in price in this area, and I believe the goal. And DM, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe the goal was that we would be moving it further. Is it further north?
Yeah. Wyoming.
Wyoming is where we're going to be headed to next. I think the goal is to sell the. I think Sutter was planning to sell his entire herd at that point. Once you got there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You said to Wyoming
Mm-hmm.
again, just to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, Wyoming.
and just it's a long and grueling trek, and as far as the frontier goes and the west out in these parts, the law that you saw in this town and the badge that I wear is about all you're going to see once you get out into the wilderness. So I hope you got something to protect yourself with.
Of a law, the law of God.
Is it a law or the love of God?
Yes.
Well, I'm a God-fearing man myself, but even he needs a helping hand every now and then, and I pat the cult peacemaker. I got it.
It's all part of the same. There are many things on this long road to see. It's brought me here from across the ocean, in fact. You've been working together for a long time.
Well, with this group, it's been 8 months.
6 or 8.
Right.
6 or so, yeah.
Okay.
Been a while.
Trying to get my timelines right. Yeah, we've been together about I want to say about 7-8 months, somewhere around that. But I mean, obviously, Miss Sutter's looking for all the help he can get, and I believe we'll be heading in that same direction.
And on that note, you hear a loud banging on the table behind you. Look at it. It's Sutter. He's banging down an ashtray. All right, full up. Thank you for applying. And the line dissipates. That was waiting to sign up.
Well, Padre, could I interest you in a drink? Come and commiserate your adventures getting here, at least.
If the water is trustworthy, then yes.
The water's whiskey.
Firewater.
Very, very trustworthy.
What do priests drink in the Old West?
Whiskey.
I'm pretty sure
Everything.
drank whiskey.
Yeah.
It's just
That's how you hydrate.
whiskey is more trustworthy than the water a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's that rainwater, son. That's the Lord's water.
He asked them if there's any red
water
wine.
would be wine.
Buck will pay for Reverend's drink.
So Buckskin, you go up to the bar, order one, and you see a fella standing to your right, and he kind of notices you trying to order. The bartender walks over and is about to take your order. Serves you your drinks, and as you're about to pay him, you see his hand goes in. No problem there, stranger. I got you. Drinks are on me. And you look over at him, and it's a pretty handsome guy.
Hello.
Pretty handsome guy. He's bald.
Not like that, no.
He's bald-headed. Bald-headed with a goatee. Well, he's decently dressed, but not like a nice dressed like guy. He's just he's not a peasant. Anyway, and he's wearing like a good like button-up blue shirt with some blue jeans and a red handkerchief around his neck. You see he does have a pistol at his side and spurs on his boots. And he looks over to you and raises up a glass. Yeah, drinks are on me. Your name is, what? Buckskin, I think, right?
Ranger Madsen to people I don't know. But, drinks
Nailed
Apologies.
are appreciated.
Yes, sir. I just signed up with the drive. I'll be joining you and the rest of your posse.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he extends
And
his
your-
hand out to you. Jay Goodman.
Your name? Jake Goodman. Well, Jake, you can call me Buck. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yes, sir. You mind if I join you in the that Reverend over there?
Sure, no worries. Feel free to pull up a chair.
There's a new feature I want to see if it will work. This is he doesn't have, this isn't divulging anything really, but he's not showing any kind of badge right now. That's what he looks like. I'll go ahead and say I don't again he is not law. There's not hiding anything. I don't know why he's got a badge.
So Buckskin wouldn't detect an air of a lawman about him. This is just other art.
Yeah. You smell like you're a law-abiding marshal. No.
The way you're talking to me, there must be a badge somewhere underneath that duster.
So no, he doesn't smell like cop.
No, he smells like Cowboy.
Okay. All right.
But it smells like
said-
shit.
You said this was at the bar, right?
Yeah.
Like at the where everybody goes and grabs where the bartender's at and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the bar is, Gail.
A bar at the bar, and then the bar at the bar is also called a bar. So I had to make sure that was understood.
Now he was at
the
an
cool
actual
bar is
it was
out
an actual bar. Like he went up to a steel rod, where that's where they give the drinks. It comes down a chute.
Oh, like a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Is Sutter still in here?
Him, Luke, and Abby are kind of packing things up, and they're mingling as well. They're still there.
In this entire time as he was hiring people, did he provide them anything that might show some validation that they were part of the group now?
What do you mean?
Did they get any kind of marker,
any kind of
like a
exchange or
sash
anything like that?
Paper, probably not a paper, but maybe like a
Wristband, hand stamp.
Yeah, here's your
lanyard.
blue handkerchief. Welcome to the lazy ass Cowboys.
No,
No.
he did have them all collectively sign a contract when he was convinced that they'd be good for the drive. That's about it. That he keeps.
Payroll.
Alrighty. Well, so I went up to the bar with the Reverend. This man says something to me. Did we go back to a table? Is that the way I understood it?
Yeah, sorry.
Or we just
I
standing?
kind of in my head I figured you and the Reverend were still kind of back where Sutter and them were, and we're at a table maybe.
Okay, no, I had said I was going up to the bar to buy a drink for the Reverend.
Mm-hmm.
Pay for whatever he's getting, and I thought this gentleman was at the bar as well.
He was already there, and then when he came he paid for it.
Okay. Much appreciated, Mr. Goodman.
Yeah. Let's. I'd love to get to know my drive mates a little bit more. Let's go have some drinks.
Well, you got the rest of the posse on the other side of the bar. I assume everyone else is still up here. I think so. Cesar and Bill are at a table, right? Or we're at a table.
Are you?
Last time I was also walking up to the bar to get a drink for me and Bill.
Are you near us?
Yeah, sure. I come up on you while Jay is
sneak-
paying for your.
Sneak
your
and I
drink.
stab him in the
come up.
back.
Each drink of whiskey is 5 cents, by the way. I'm sorry, 50 cents. 50 cents.
And if I buy the bottle,
It was
that'd be
$5.
like, okay.
$5 from me for a drink for me and Bill.
Reverend sips gingerly on his red wine.
Gets his pinky out.
Yeah.
How
It's a big city. It's not just whiskey for once for you guys. You don't have to drink whiskey.
He
I introduce. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
greets Jay Goodman and well met, young man.
He extends
Brings
his
you
out.
to Stephanie Drive.
Pleasure to meet you. Name's Jay Goodman. Who may I have the pleasure of speaking with?
I'm Reverend Samuel.
I saw you in line also, Reverend. You're a few people ahead of me. I assume you got hired as well?
That's correct.
Glad to hear it.
There's a lot to learn on the road, and God's word is here for all of us.
I guess, we're glad to have you on the road so that maybe shines a little brighter on us. You been on the trail much?
I'm no stranger to horses. I drove a carriage, a lorry. He calls it a lorry. Sorry, I'm not good at a British accent. I'm not going to murder it though.
It's all right.
Hey, he says this and looks over at Govin though when he says it. He's like, "Oh yeah, me mostly the Texas and Chisholm trails. Good portion of my life on the trail."
Yeah, Caesar dropped off one of the drinks to Bill and then walks up on this conversation as well. So, who's the new guys?
Oh, he looks behind. Oh, excuse me, where are my manners? Let me stand. He stands up and shakes hand. Jay Goodman.
Pleasure to meet you, Jay. I'm Caesar.
Pleasure to meet
Caesar
you.
Miyamoto. I presume you're one of the new hires?
Yes, sir.
Well, good to have you. We're running a bit short on hands after some recent events.
Oh yeah, he snaps. You Mr. Sutter was saying that you were one of the original crew as well.
There was.
He's his ranch is back down in Texas, right?
Yeah, I kind of got dragged into joining up by Buckskin. Yeah, well, he's more so assigned to mind me after some incidents back there. I kind of forced to go along with him for the time being.
Huh. Yeah, it must have been quite a journey all the way from Texas. I mean, what was all that about out in the street?
It's some private stuff.
Oh, say no more. I understand.
Seemed to be a misunderstanding is what it came out to be.
As they often are.
You know, they go and people don't like the clothes that you're wearing or the way that you talk.
Yeah, me, I try to keep my head down as much as I can, but some things you can't help.
What brings you to the Northern Trail, Jay?
Well, up here looking for work mostly, and looks like I found it. Mr. Sutter's offering about $30 a month. Not a bad price.
Can Buck use a notice just to kind of give this guy like a once over to see You know what he's got on his person? Can I see weapons? Can I see anything?
Well, yeah, he doesn't have anything that could really conceal anything. He's wearing a vest, like a tan vest over his blue button-up shirt. But yeah, he's got a pistol at each side, out in the open, on a gun belt.
You can just
Like
point.
everybody else.
Buck's just a little distrusting of stuff. I've just after the previous, you know, however long ago the altercation happened and people getting kidnapped and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, definitely go ahead and roll a notice if you want.
Yeah, all right. Notice. I notice him.
Notice he was wearing an Oni mask the entire time.
Notice me.
Yeah, no, he looks on the up and up. Like,
Okay.
nothing really that he could be concealing on him, like I said.
Doesn't look shifty-eyed or anything like that.
You can even tell there's not even, if he had a knife boot, a boot knife, it would be a tiny one. You know, it's, yeah. Not shifty eye, just having a good time.
It sounds like an insult. If he had a boot knife, it would be a tiny one.
You got some real small feet there.
Man, ain't that a shame?
So, Mr. Goodman, what brings you around these parts other than obviously looking for work from the Cal? But
Yeah, my last drive into here in Denver, that was about a month or two ago, and I've just been kind of here spending my earnings, waiting for the next ride to come along.
all right. You have any runs on your last drive with anyone by the name of Galt?
Go.
Yeah.
No, I can't say I did. We came in from Arkansas.
Okay. You got a long drive.
Yeah, well, they often are. Now you can see why I kind of want to just relax for a while, but I think it's
Yeah, I
about
get it.
time for me to kick up the dirt again.
Well, happy to have new blood. You know, I don't mean that in like the bad way, but
I do. No.
Gal's like, what color's your blood?
Go, you feel a hand on your shoulder, you look back, and it looks like it's Sutter. And he kind of motions you to come with them. Well, who else is there? You and Cesar.
It's me, the Reverend, and Cesar, I believe.
Yeah, he just motions at you and Cesar.
Okay. Mr. Goodman, pleasure making your acquaintance. Reverend, feel free to keep drinking.
I'll catch up with you on the trail.
I raise up my
Good meeting you.
glass to the two. So, hope you're ready.
Sutter says kind of low, just a quick word. And you can see Luke is going to collect Gale and Bill as well. So he takes you guys just out in the front where it's a little quieter. Give me one sec.
Bill takes the 3 katanas and the mask, the one mask that he took. He smashed the other 2 masks, and he wraps them up in a bundle, in a cloth, and thinks to himself that he doesn't want to use these katanas, but he can't just abandon them. He doesn't know what to do with them. Maybe they're evidence. Maybe they're worthy of respect. I don't know, but he just bundles them up in their baggage to stow on his horse. Sweet horsey named Nosy. So yeah, those are for baggage for now. They're noted on the character sheet.
Okay.
I'm just trying to fill some time for you there. You said you needed a minute.
Yeah, I'm still trying to look for it too. I appreciate it.
And Bill's happy with himself. He's made it a step further in his research and his search for his sword. He is a little upset that someone thinks that he stole the wakizashi, the short sword. And he needs to figure that out, but that's going to probably require a trip back to Japan. So for now, he's on mission. Get that
That's
katana.
the next arc.
Yeah, that's that's way down the line. He's not thinking about that yet. First step is stick on plan, get that long sword, and he's really curious as to who this other guy is. Who's this other guy? Like a version of him? He doesn't think so. He thinks that his sword was stolen by some well, I'm not going to reveal that yet.
Ooh.
All right, so you guys meet just on the front porch of the saloon. Luke's out there, and he kind of waits. You see a couple of the other hands that stayed from the original posse are out there as well. Y'all just kind of having a quick drive huddle, you could say, but with the original people. Luke he sighs and kind of removes his hat and runs his hand through his hair, puts it back on. All right, look. We've hit a lot of trouble already on this drive, and we just doubled our numbers. Okay, the drive's getting really big. It's not going to be unusual that we attract even more attention, and we weren't exactly on the down low when it came to getting hands. We needed experienced hands to make the rest of the haul out there, so we needed to get them quick, and we needed to get the right people in it. But just keep in mind, we don't know any of these people. They could be anybody at this point. Just keep your ear to the ground. For all we know, they could be bandits or rustlers trying to measure out the crew and trying to see what maybe our weaknesses are and what our defenses are, so that they can bring it back to their gang. Just keep your wits about you, and you all have a good night. We're going to be heading out probably first thing in the morning, so don't drink too much.
Gail pulls out the whiskey bottle, goes, "Can't promise anything," as she just starts drinking.
As he's walking down, I know, Gail, don't you worry.
We all know you, Gail.
You silly bitch.
Sutter wishes you all a good night, and that's the Zabby. You guys are free to do what you want.
Reverend's going to try to get Jay talking about his relationship with Lord. And
I believe last time you mentioned that we'd handle the whole buying thing you said we were gonna do in this town, since we're in a big town.
Yes, we also said we're gonna do that out of game, but we never did. But we can still do that after this too. Just to retcon that you guys were out shopping before all this madness.
Yep. Okay.
I kind of forced y'all into an arc there, so.
I buy 12 pounds of bacon.
Well, I know exactly how much that is, as it so happens.
Well, 25 cups. That's a reference to a fucking post from r/D&D.
Oh, you don't say.
Everybody keeping an eye on their DMs?
Oh, no.
Yes.
On Discord?
Oh, I don't have any DMs. Boo-hoo.
Oh, what'd you say like that?
Would you like some, Ryan? I'll send you some DMs, baby. They may not be what you
bad,
want, but
no.
Is it possible to get this guy talking about himself, like just a pleasant conversation to try to just kind of get him to do most of the talking?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because you ask him about his faith, and he says, "I hit church in any chance I get. It's not too often on the road, but if you'll excuse me, Reverend," he tips his hat and actually leaves the table.
I was about to get a power off on him.
He did what any of us would do when talking to a super religious person you'd barely know.
Can I use empathy on him? Because I don't think it alerts him.
Empathy as a power?
Yeah.
So let me see, because typically, if you're casting a power, everyone knows you're casting a power, unless it says otherwise.
Really? That.
I'm casting a power on you.
Forms an emotional bond between himself. Turns.
Yeah, like for example, you would clutch onto a cross and pray or something, or open the Bible and shoot out a bolt of lightning or something like that.
Well, he'd definitely be opening a Bible. That warmer, sympathetic smile.
It's like you're like a fantasy priest. It's like you open the Bible, start saying a passage, and your eyes start to glow. You know, stuff
Okay,
like
so
that.
you can't conceal it at all.
How about we'll do a how about add a -2 of your roll? I think that sounds fair.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he turned and walked away, so I might.
Yeah, we can kind of do that until I find something specific. Otherwise,
Yeah.
there's probably an edge for like silent casting or something, but.
Oh, okay.
The bartender sees Reverend Sam's eyes start to glow, and the bartender, what the fuck? Oh, sorry, no, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Well, he kind of gets into talking about like the "Have you heard the word of the Lord" thing. So it's not necessarily like he doesn't really see it as spellcasting himself. It's more like he's trying to get an idea of what you really think and feel about what he has to say.
Yeah, you could definitely do a notice, like just a regular, kind of intuition check on him. But Jay seems dismissive.
This was about the religious question that the Reverend asked him?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll just use notice instead.
Yes, if you want.
I'm trying to find where I hit the imperial roll.
Kind of like a demon. Be like a sense motive, we're playing D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, he what exactly were you trying to get from him?
How he feels in general about the topic, and like if he bears any actual ill will about the idea of spirituality.
No ill will, but uninterested in talking about it.
Same.
Almost like really as soon as Cesar and Buckskin left the table, he kind of became disinterested in general.
Oh.
Okay. Do I pick up on that?
Yeah.
He takes out a journal and makes a few small notes.
Shit
Next
list.
person to kill?
What are the rest of you doing?
Inside is the Warhammer 40k Inquisition symbol, and it's known heretics and
Heresy.
Heretics, non-heretics.
Hey Goodman, 2 exterminatus.
I think. You know what? I'll come back to you on that about what I'm doing, because I don't think I really have much for Gale at the moment other than getting a little schwasty.
Okay. How about you other three?
got swifty.
Bill, you walking around with a bundle of swords. It's not really raising an alarm to anybody, though. Which probably strikes you a little odd. You think that these people would kind of think it's weird you're carrying a bunch of swords, but to them it looks like carrying around a bundle of sticks.
Also, note Caesar is beside him, the guy in full plate fucking armor.
I guess are we gonna do the shopping after the session tonight, or can I did want to ask just one question about. There's a gun accessory called the speed load cylinder. It says allows the user to reload a 6-shooter as one action. For my Derringers, they only hold 4 shots. Could I possibly get a speed loader for them?
I would say yes offhand. I don't see why not. It wouldn't be cheaper though.
No, that's fine.
As long as it is a gun where you can pop the cylinder out.
I think based on the Derringers, like the image that I see is they
Oh, Derringers break apart, so yeah.
Yeah.
I would say you could find something like that.
Okay. Then I guess just I'll go and get one of those. I'll like meander on over to some local shop and try to see if I can get one of those.
Yeah, we'll say you did that for the couple of weeks you guys have just been here shooting the shit anyway.
Okay. It says the cost is 3, so just remove 3 currency, 3
Yes.
bills,
3 bills.
2 bills, 3 bills, all kinds of bills. Everything's named Bill around here.
Damn bills. For your reference, Sam, Buckskin's name is William. So he said there's 3 bills.
God almighty, there's a lot of fucking bills.
William Madsen. It's
He's gonna go find
Madsen
it.
to you.
Cesar,
I-
Buckskin, what are you two doing? Y'all set it for the night, or go back in the saloon with Gale and keep on doing what you're doing?
I think well, I know we're not doing the shopping stuff, but I think I'd be going and buying some more ammunition since I've expended a lot in our alley.
Wait. Scar said we had like weeks to do that. So
Yeah,
like
you did all this before.
So technically, all right. So I did that then. Then I'm just hanging out in the saloon,
No, Caesar's off drinking with Gale.
biding my time at the bar.
Caesar's off drinking with Gale, with less than her. He's trying to keep an eye on her so she doesn't get alcohol poisoning.
Do you mind? Can you not scoot so close to me? I'm trying to breathe my own air, not yours. Thank you.
I'm literally like 4 feet away from you. How many fingers am I holding up?
Enough to poke my eyes out, so keep them away from me.
Does anyone have more than 4 shots worth of whiskey?
Gale does.
Of course, Gale does.
Bill will have 4 on the dot. Yep.
He parties, but he's responsible.
He restrains himself. Very good.
You know, when you go to the bar, and, when you go to the bar and you like take your sweatshirt or your jacket off and you like lay it on the side and you're like always watching it. Like, I'm having some fun, but like I remember my sweatshirt is right there, like he's that guy, and he's got those swords on that table wrapped up in a bundle, and he's like,
He's attentive and he's watching himself. That's good.
Caesar doesn't go past 4 either because he's trying to keep an eye on Gale to prevent her from killing herself.
Wait, so Bill's still at the bar at this point?
Which Bill?
Bill Kane.
Bill Kane. Yeah.
I mean,
yes. I'm still in the bar, but I'm like in my corner booth seat or whatever, kind of distance from the bar. In the bar, you know what I'm saying?
All right. I think Buck's gonna walk up to the table and just give you a nod and maybe take a
Hello,
seat.
Buckskin.
He's like, "You mind if I sit down?"
Yes. And Bill's like on his 4th shot. He's like, how are you?
He's jolly. He's in a good mood.
Gale, give me a
Doing
vigor
well.
check real quick.
Oh boy.
How about
How are
you,
you,
Reverend? Do you have
Buckskin?
more than 6 glasses of wine?
I'm doing great, Bill.
He
How
hasn't
about you?
even finished the first one.
Okay.
He doesn't.
I am good.
Gale, you're
And yeah.
holding your own. If you each shot after this, you get a vigor roll. If you get up to each 2 increments of shots, you get a -1 on your roll. So
Okay. So she's
Buckskin.
definitely inebriated.
This man, I have this picture of this man. Can you let me show you this picture of this man? He is someone that I need to find. I have this sword that I have told everyone about. He
You told
is,
everyone about the sword.
he is known to have the sword.
It's no longer. Have you seen the sword like this now? It's
And
I've
Bill's
seen a man
excited.
like
Yeah,
this.
he's
seen this
super
man before?
excited. Yeah, he's got like new evidence, and he's just like, yes, Buckskin. Let me tell you.
Jay comes in, joins you guys with a bottle of whiskey. Anybody need another top off?
I
Bill
do.
gets a little nervous. He hasn't met this man.
Yeah, well, I think you've had enough.
I think I can decide that for myself.
Bill, this is Jay Goodman.
Wait a minute. I
Introduce
think we got.
himself.
Oh wait. Did Jay Goodman come to
Wait, which table are you
Buckskin
at?
and Bill,
We're all
or
like
to
sitting
Gale and? Oh,
Are you-
are we?
You're all together, I'm pretty sure now.
Okay.
No one's invited the Reverend over, but you guys are he's just quietly
I
sipping wine.
wave the Reverend over. Buck does. He's like, hey,
Well, I haven't met the Reverend either, so Bill does get a little...
Padre. Join us.
I love that.
He approaches.
He tips his hat at you, Bill. Jay Goodman, sir.
Bill puts the paper away. This is information for Bill and his friends. I don't know these people. He puts that wanted thing away.
Probably good, even though it's in Japanese. You know, it does look like a wanted poster universally.
Yeah. You never know. He could probably read kanji.
I don't know this guy. I don't know that guy. But you know, Bill is civil. He's in his cups, but he's like he's just quiet, looking at people.
As Gale accepts the drink, Jay takes a seat and pours her a shot of whiskey. Give me a vigor roll.
You said any more shots past this one, I get the negative, or
-1 at 6 shots.
So she is on. What is this? The 5th one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a success.
Okay.
You're good. Feeling good.
She is feeling something.
And he looks. Jay looks over at you, Reverend Sam, and he's like, "Oh, had to use the porter earlier. Sorry about that. Care for some whiskey?"
Thank you. I'm fine with my wine.
He kind of
smiles.
He kind of
He
looks.
smiles.
You see him like close one eye. Oh, sorry, didn't notice he had a glass of wine there.
There's some.
Bill will say, "My name is Bill."
Does he say it like that?
Yeah.
He kind of
does.
startles Jay a little bit. Oh, pleasure to meet you, Bill. Oh, like Sutter. Ha! What a coincidence.
Bill has a look on his face like he doesn't get the reference. Like,
Just the.
Don't know about that.
You're kind of wrong there, I think.
But, you know, Bill does know that he appropriated that name from this culture, so he's like, whatever. He just kind of rolls with it, and he just keeps his mouth shut and sips on the last half of his 4th drink.
All right.
Also, he announced that his name is Bill to another stranger, Reverend Sam.
I'm that young man.
Oh, no,
He nods and smiles.
I don't know. I don't know how young I am in comparison, but I'm like mid-40s, but Japanese. So I don't know.
And
He kind of calls everyone young
look
man.
young.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so he just kind of like nods. to
You're
that.
all his children, all right?
No, I'm not.
You are of the flock.
I'm not affiliated with this man.
Yeah, it seems our Padre friend here's here to spread the word of the Lord while we move all these cattle north.
Woo.
Oh, lovely.
And she takes that 5th shot. Goes, woo.
Another shot.
Bill tries to just drink the last half of his drink as slow as possible to try to stay, because he knows that he doesn't want to drink anymore, but he doesn't really want to like bail on the group action.
Are we getting another roll from the kettle there?
Gale, yeah,
was that?
that's not
Yeah.
another one. Sorry, I missed that.
It's okay.
I couldn't understand what Nico said. Got all Irish there.
Sure, Jesus, I don't know what you're talking about.
Alright.
Do we need another roll for Gale to...
So Gale, impulsively on her 6th shot, she's feeling good. You guys can tell, and just abruptly she stands up and just hucks the shot glass against the wall, smashes it, and sits down like nothing happened.
I like this. Another.
Gale, you're drunk.
You know, I wasn't even going to say it initially, but what is up with the white collar thing you got going on? You really do believe in a higher power? Because I hardly believe there even existed.
Yes, Caesar
This is gonna be
tries to
good.
sneak
Bill
away.
sits back and...
Yeah, Caesar tries to
fantasy
sneak
popcorn.
take the rest of that bottle that Gale had. Just.
I'm not going to even roll for it. You grab it. She doesn't even notice.
Just try to move it away from her so she doesn't drink anymore.
And she's looking at you with with an unlit cigar, like in her hanging from her mouth.
Puffing from it.
Yeah,
Taking big old drags off of the unlit
trying to
cigar.
hop on it, and it's not lit.
Got like 3 inches of like ash all built up on it.
Yeah, probably like some like drool and shit dangling from it, and like. She turns, actually, while she's like making eye contact with the Reverend, she's like darting her eyes kind of over her shoulder a little bit, but hasn't said much after.
Yes, Les. I believe that, and many more things too.
Such as
Missionary. I couldn't resist. It's a good priest joke. I couldn't resist.
That's a
I
good
was
one.
waiting for it.
Give yourself.
Just
Give yourself
tucks his head in the window and just goes, missionary.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Perhaps we could discuss it sometime. He looks about him in a church.
No, I think right now is not such a bad time. I mean, we have to get to know each other, don't we? And she looks over to Goodman, too. Something tells me I'm not quite fond of the way you've been talking this evening, Reverend. Something about you don't feel right.
Of course. It doesn't feel right, because you've let the demons inside of you.
She slams her hands on the table and gets up and goes, "You don't know nothing about my demons. Maybe you should look inside yours."
No, you don't know nothing about your demons, and that's the problem. He says. He reaches inside of his coat and takes out a large silver cross.
She goes, "Woo, what are you going to do with that? Hit me with it?"
No, I'm going to protect myself, he says, and holds it over his heart.
She stops smirking, takes the cigar out of her mouth and tries to put it in her coat pocket, and she drops it on the ground and misses the pocket. And she grabs whatever is left of the bottle and goes, "I'm going to have a word with you later. We're going to have a nice little discussion about this right after I go and take a piss." And she just walks off, waddling out of the saloon towards the campground where everybody else is. Leaves.
He turns around and looks at the rest of them and he says, "There is no discussion with demons."
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't get to take the bottle. Caesar snuck it. I forgot. I'm sorry. So she tries to.
You just took some random lamp from the corner.
Tries to drink the lamp oil. Spits it out.
Jay's over here like he pours a glass with his eyebrow raised and like it almost overflows, and he goes, "That it's like a normal night for you fellas, or?"
Yeah, that's Gale. Caesar stands up and says, I better go after her so she doesn't break into someone's house."
You hear her shout outside, kind of muffled, where she's like, "Better get the hell out of the road! Quit walking in front of my path!" Get the hell out of my... And she's like yelling at, like, in unintelligible words at somebody in the
Random
street.
people.
Yeah.
Caesar, as you get up to Chaser, you see, you didn't really notice before, but he's been at the back wall just kind of watching, and you see as soon as Gale leaves, Damien quickly follow after.
Yeah, I follow behind her as well. I did say I was gonna mind her, so.
Says, oh, okay. As long as someone's watching her. And he goes back in the bar.
I mean, if you want, you can come along. She's... If I have to end up dragging her back to the campsite, I might need some help.
Fair point. I'll come with you.
I'm sorry, y'all have to fucking babysit Gale.
No, I love it. I love it.
Drunk Gale.
Gale's
I'm not drunk.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The
Don't tell me how to live my
NPC. Damien is an NPC with them. Reverend Sam. He's a Native American man with long black hair. Has a top hat in it, or a top hat on his head. He's got tan chaps on right now with a tan vest underneath it. He's got a tomahawk on his left hip and a 6-shooter on his right. And normally sometimes we'll have a bow around his back, but he doesn't right now.
Okay. The Reverend looks about at people's empty shot glasses, and for some reason, randomly targets Jay Goodman and points to the shot glass. And he says, "There's a reason you call it. God calls it spirits, as he's just told me now. You open yourself to them when you let them in."
Oh, well, he pours another glass. Here's to letting him in. Takes a shot.
This is going to be an interesting...
He looks at him like and slowly backs away.
Cast
Dagger
detect evil.
eyes.
He's talking to someone as he does. He's like, "Yes, I hear you, and I understand. I'll see you on the trail," he says to the rest of them.
Jay tips his hat at you as you leave.
He doesn't leave, he just goes out the front door nearby.
Okay.
As you're leaving, you can see Damien and me just chasing fucking Gale while she's running.
she's like stumble walking. But I think I want to say that as you and Damien are catching up to her, you can kind of hear her saying, "I said quit talking to me, goddammit. Leave me the fuck alone." As she's waving to nobody.
We didn't say anything, Gil.
What? You know what? You too can leave me the fuck alone. On top of that, god damn it, as she is still she dropped one of her derringers on the ground and is stumbling to pick it up. She's trying to squint one eyeball to try to grab it and focus.
Yeah, Damien, what do you say? I think it's about time that we grab her and bring her back to where we are set up.
I
don't
call
think
the
she can
left
make it
side.
back on
She
her
has a
own.
mean right hook.
Oh, yeah.
I think we both have been punched by Gale also. Oh, maybe she hasn't punched you yet, Caesar.
When you say that,
I think there was a moment where she punched me.
Right hook. I'm gonna go for Caesar.
Roll fighting with a -2.
Okay. I don't. My fighting. Dude, I don't even have fighting. Wow. This is gonna be beautiful.
Untrained, yeah.
With a -2. I think. Wait, untrained is
Untrained, it comes with a -2, right?
So do a -4.
Yeah.
You can't. It's a 0 no matter what you roll.
She could explode the die.
You get a lucky hit. You never know. Drunk
He's
people,
like-
fucking. You never know.
He's
Throwing punches. fucking
5
who
feet
knows?
away from you still, and you're immediately he's right behind you. Just twist around and try to swing at him and go kind of twirl for a second, lose your balance.
She twirls, loses her balance, falls, and she starts to
I roll in athletics to try and catch her as she's falling.
Yeah, sure.
Prince Charming time.
Prince Charming time.
you gracefully catch her and lock eyes in with hers as she
No.
vomits in your face.
You catch her. She is kind of falling asleep. And you see tears build up in her eyes. And right before she passes out, she mumbles, "I miss you," and falls asleep. Just goes limp in your arms.
Right, Damien, if you want to tag along, you can, but I think I can bring her back to the, where we're set up on my own now that she's, out.
I think you got it. He tips his hat.
Excellent. Yeah, I bring back Gale to the campsite or wherever we're staying.
Okay. Yeah, you bring her back to the drive camp. Anyone else doing anything of consequence? Anyone wants to say anything further to Jay or the Reverend or what have you?
I can't because I'm asleep.
The Reverend tries to
Bill
catch up.
stays up late, sipping his drink as slow as possible, and just wants to watch everything that's going on, take it all in, and he gets back to our camp or our base or what have you.
Okay. What were you trying to say, Reverend?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
He just that he tries to catch up with Buckskin once Jay's not around.
Okay. Yeah, if everyone leaves, Jay kind of goes about his own way then. See y'all in the morning, he says, tips his hat to whoever's left, and heads out.
Well, Reverend, I think I've hit my limit here of whiskey for the evening, which is 4 apparently.
Yeah, you shouldn't have told us that.
4 is my limit.
To be fair,
specifically.
he actually
The GM told us before it was our limit.
But he actually told us this previously as well. He told us this like 4
did
sessions
he?
ago.
Well,
4, and
seemingly all of
then
us forgot.
and then your limit is how good your vigor is after that.
Well, I'm pretty vigorous.
Mine honestly isn't as bad as I thought it was. I got a 6 for mine. My strength and my smarts are pretty low though. Spirit
you
and
got
ability are
And
10.
6 shots is a lot.
Yeah. Even if
Is
you
it
have
though?
high vigor, it's still a lot.
I've eaten
sure.
salt pork today. I should be fine.
Hey,
They
Yeah,
say.
Reverend, you as Govan leaves, if you are wanting to, you definitely catch up with him. Y'all are going more or less to the same place, unless you have somewhere else you want to go this evening before you make it to the drive's camp.
Yeah, you
I
find
just
him.
look over. Sorry, go ahead.
You find him in a big cloud of smoke. He has a long stem pipe. He flags you down and asks more about your travel journeys and who you've interacted with. Are there any particular characters of interest that you've encountered over the years?
Over the years, as in my own lifetime, or just on this cattle drive?
On the cattle drive.
Oh, we've had quite the run-in with a couple of the gangs that run the railroads. Few individuals of notoriety, one by the name of Galt, that apparently had a hand in dealing with, well, you met Gale, but there's some history there. I won't go into that. She'd be the one to tell you.
You don't want to mention any of the supernatural shit that we've encountered?
Yeah, we've fought some monsters.
I'm not there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying out of character.
Yeah.
I
I'm trying to
I
find all my
regretfully
notes, dude.
I regretfully
I'm
didn't
trying to
play it
find all
up
my
very
notes.
well, but notably the undead were one of the first weird things you encountered.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
remember that was a fun fight.
You ever fight? You keep talking about demons, Padre here, but you ever fought the unliving, that which walks without life?
That witch. I love it.
That which walks without life.
Very good version from
I like
Mr. William Buckskin tonight.
They almost used that for the title of The Walking Dead, but they're like, no, that's just a little too long.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit.
You get a chip for that. That was a good chip.
Who?
You.
Who gets the chip? All right, I'll take it.
He tells you he's had several encounters of his own and spent a lot of time studying it as well. 'Cause I've seen battlefields, work them over.
I've fought on the battlefields. Yeah, as a scout there in the Civil War here. I don't know where you hail from originally with that accent you got, but being a part of the Rangers, it comes with a little bit of you get some knowledge about the happenings and things that don't make sense when people tell you, and seeing it firsthand. I can tell you the bullets will stop them. I'd be interested to see what you can bring to the table, though, because I think even just a little bit that we've seen so far, it ain't gonna be the last.
He lets you know that he spent the first most of his life as a bone collector, and overseas this, and they walk these fields and they speak.
Now, when you say they speak, you mean the dead? The dead speak?
Even before I found the Lord, I could hear them. He nods knowingly. He's like,
I'm just gonna give him a little side look, like, what do you mean?
as your friends wear them on their body and spill their blood into the street, it's like, they're likely to come find you. But this is what I've come here for. To find this trail and to learn their ways.
So you're saying something led you to this here place in Denver, Colorado?
Yeah. The same road I've always been on. But now with
path. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh. But now with the word of the Lord, we're much more equipped to handle these challenges.
Well, we'll see what comes up. Lord knows you'll find these demons and the undead and whatever other monsters crawl in these parts. Sure, we'll end up seeing it again.
You've created some notoriety for yourselves, you think?
DM, would I know if we don't have notoriety in the sense of killing certain factions or leaders or people that had some rank?
Well, the marshal that you encountered mentioned that you guys were actually kind of getting a name. And they knew about you even before they got your telegram.
Okay.
But they're marshals. It's kind of their business to know stuff like that in the area.
Yeah.
It's their business to know other people's business.
Yeah, nosy sons of bitches.
Well, I mean,
Fucking
pretty much every
Rangers.
town we've encountered so far, we've done something that would leave people remembering us.
Yeah, people be talking about it, yeah.
Like Dog's Leg, we came into town with fucking Gold's head in our fucking hands. A bandit that was well known in the area. The first town we started out in, you had the duel with the Value of Vermilion rep.
Yeah.
Here, I just cut a man in two in the fucking road.
And there's also bodies left in that opium den that we just left as well.
I would be surprised if we don't have some notoriety by now.
I just look to the Reverend and I say, we've probably done some deeds that would get people talking, and word spreads faster than horse. But I can only speak for myself, and the rest of the group seems to be on the up and up as well. But I can only say that I'm here to do the right thing, which the part, I show them the badge comes with a job. But seems like trouble seems to find us sometimes too, even when we ain't looking for it.
Yes, I was recently speaking with God, and he told me that certain people have specific interest in you.
I don't like this.
I don't know nothing about that. I'm just here to do a job.
It's not a compliment. It's a warning.
Warning, you say?
Not that you have any deficiency in keeping your eyes open for trouble. Obviously, you're completely capable of handling yourself.
So you get prophecies read to you. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh,
Someone's
no.
Talking to you, telling you.
A prophecy would be much greater, of course. But just general conversation.
I'll tell you what, we'll see where the road takes us here once we get back to camp, and the next day. You get any more insights like that, feel free to share them, though.
Yes. Keeping an eye on companions. It's a long road. People act strangely.
Sounds good. So I assume we're having this conversation.
This was your role exit right here.
Yeah.
Deadlands
He specifically approached you when there wasn't other people around, and he is looking about suspiciously.
We're having this conversation while we were riding towards camp. I'm just kind of showing him where it's at.
It's like, essentially, it's my job to maintain that bones rest in peace. And I have a lot to learn about this trail. I don't know why it took me to North America.
The Almighty tells me he can get me out of this mess, but he's pretty sure you're fucked.
It might have been manifest destiny that brought you there.
Oh God.
No, I'm not here to take it from the Indians.
Good.
All right, you guys make it back to camp, settle in for the night, and we'll fast forward to sunrise, early sunrise. Everybody gets up just before.
Let me just get a 30-second interlude in there. Bill goes back to the Chinese opium den, rattles the swords. He's got 4 shots in him, and he's just like, I was the one who did away with the. He says this all in English, with the demons. What do you know of them? And he expects an opium den to be up all night, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Up is not the word I would use for an opium den, but
it's
open.
But yeah, he's gonna follow up on that. He's got that on the brain. He's not gonna move on without just investigating a little bit.
The woman that you saw is still at the front that escorted you to the back last time. She shakes her head and says, "No, leave. You're not welcome."
He smiles and bows, and he says, "I just want information. No trouble.
You hear yell in the back something in Mandarin, and you see the other man from earlier today also join her. He's like, "Leave."
He bows to him as well. He smiles.
No bowing. Like, leave.
He shows the paper. He says, this is me and this other man. Do you know this man?
No, you leave or I'll get the sheriff. Leave.
He laughs about the sheriff and he just says, tell me now and I will leave.
There's like 3 people in the back brushing, like scrubbing bloody wooden floorboards and stuff.
Right.
While she's trying to yell at you, like
Dragging bodies away and shit.
He quickly says something again in Mandarin, but you do hear whatever the equivalent in Mandarin would be of law, and she runs past you out of the den.
Oh.
Can I stop her?
You want to physically stop her? You definitely can
Just,
if you want to.
You know, not like, you know, I'm not gonna fucking judo chop her, but can I just like, you know, extend an arm and stop her? I mean, she's not a combatant.
She might become one.
Get to 5 seconds later, dead.
Well, okay, so he wants to find what information he can, but he's not gonna like cause a huge scene, but he's confident in himself. He's a little extra confident. He's 4 shots confident. So, yeah, he thinks that these people have some information to share, and he's gonna see what he can do with that. So
you like abruptly just kind of guard her with your hand, or
yeah, I'll extend an arm to block her path. You know, I'm not gonna try to assault her. Okay. I'll just say, no, I just want information. No need for law. And I'll say, you know, this is between our people. I'll try to, like, I don't know, play the race card, I suppose. Like, this is us. You know, we don't need to involve these locals.
She kind of yips a little bit as you block her path, and she kind of looks at
I don't want to hurt her, but I'll stop her for sure.
Not really knowing what to do, and he kind of looks around, and you see him grab a broom and, scared, but raises it up like he's going to hit you. Leave now.
I will leave. I will leave right now after you tell me what I want to know.
He strikes you.
Still about to get hit over the head with a broom.
Hey, what kind of damage is a broom gonna do?
You die.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got weapon focused broom.
Yeah, he just
Very
rolls a 2 to his fighting.
Especially in the hands of a grandma, a broom is deadly.
I think I would like catch it or just dodge it, depending on the angle. And I'll just say, information, and I will leave you alone and never come back here.
Distracted by the broom, the woman runs past you, and he continues to attack you.
All right. So,
you easily dodge the other blow also. I won't be able to do anything unless I get an exploding die. So.
All right. So Bill metagames and understands that the GM doesn't want him to have any information, and he says, "I'm sorry to trouble you. I am Bill Kane, and I meant you no harm. I'm just a traveler." And he exits. Yeah, fine.
Wind's just blowing across, kicking up some dust.
Winds blow across and kick up dust. Okay. Bill exits.
Okay. You see the woman. She's running down the street and turns a corner.
He calls to her like maybe before she turns the corner and just says, "Good night."
She's absolutely
letting
you.
hopefully letting her know that he's leaving her business, her as her boss requested. Anyway, he moseys on comfortably, knowing that he's done no wrong, and heads back to camp.
Right.
Right.
Right, absolutely. You did no harm. Right.
I didn't. I honestly didn't. Anyways.
A business owner told you to leave his business and you refused multiple times to the point of violence, but yeah, tomato.
No, there's no violence. I didn't. There wasn't any violence.
Someone attacking
done
you
to
is
you?
typically construed as a violent act, but even though he didn't hit you.
It was the owner who did the violence, and it didn't succeed. If you
Yes.
throw a punch and it doesn't
Luckily,
land,
he's not like most business owners in the smaller towns you've been in and didn't have a gun. And he just had a broom.
all right. Anyhow, I'm not changing anything I did. Bill continues on with his
Well, luckily,
bundle of katanas.
the drive is hopefully leaving in the morning anyway, so we'll see what happens. And morning does indeed come. You guys are already up and rounding the herd. By the time the sun officially comes up, and I'll show this again for our new players so he kind of gets an idea of I don't know what your personal knowledge of a cattle drive is, but here you go. This is kind of how they work in the formation. You guys are all cool. No token vision. Let me fix that, Cal.
So Bill Sutter vetted Reverend Sam more than Scar vetted Lexit. Lexit, do you know anything about a cattle drive? Come on!
All the cattle I grew up around, which is thousands of them, were pretty much held in one place, like in big farms for milk production. So it's different.
Well, you guys are on drag, and someone will eventually, you know, the people who are more oriented towards gunslinging and the like are typically going to be back there for this particular cattle drive. So at this point, with how large it is, it's all of you, including Damien, Jay, and the Reverend now. And we'll get the list compiled later of all the new hands and everything. If you guys want to, I thought it was kind of fun that we all created well, you guys created the additional hands. We can do that outside of the game for this week, you know?
We should do that again.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. And you guys set off, and the drive continues after a nice break in Denver for a while. A nice, well-deserved breather. So, let's see. Let me get my note back up here.
Gale wakes up with a horrid migraine. But
is that what they call it, a migraine? It's a hangover, buddy.
Yeah. Just
have you? Wait, does she upchuck at any point, or?
Oh, yes. She definitely, like, I think as soon as she wakes up, she like tries to scoot upright while she was sleeping on the camp, like, or on the ground. And when she does, she like gets up and just leans over and like blow chunks on the ashes like left over from the fire.
Caesar was
blowing
a
chunks
tree near where you were sleeping. He slept near you just to watch you, so you don't fucking choke on your vomit while sleeping.
Is blowing chunks a homebrew mod, or is that in the book?
You gotta roll 1d6 for that.
It should be in the book. If it's not in the book, goddammit.
She also does, at least for like a private scenario, she does like maybe try to go to the bathroom by herself, gets up, cleans herself off, and then from her bag she pulls out that doll that she was making, looks at it for a little too long, and then gets to business.
Are you inside of anybody?
I want to say no.
Okay.
Ideally.
She definitely found like at least a spot to like wash herself off if she got vomit, which she probably did on her clothing, and then like is cleaning up the doll and is just looking at it, and then tucks it away closer to her heart, and then gets to work.
So as y'all are in full swing, Jay kind of he's adjacent to you, Caesar, and he kind of pulls up to you and starts a conversation. And says, So yeah, so Bill came down from Texas, huh? Any chance you guys passed through New Mexico?
Oh, yeah. There's a story there if you want to hear it.
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
Was that area 50?
Base
Or
50
base?
Yeah, we were passing by some place called Base 50. Ever heard of it?
I can't say I know much about it. Tell me about it.
Well, it's some military base. It's not exactly important, but there's a garrison there, and we had an encounter with them where we were just camping out, and in the distance there was like a tower of fire, and then a loud crashing sound. We checked it out, and there we found some guy with this strange Oh shit! We were told never to speak. Never mind. You heard nothing.
Oh, come on now. We're gonna be traveling months together. You can trust me.
Jay Goodman, he seems totally trustworthy.
Yeah, his
He has
last
good in his name.
And Joey and I are on the same wave.
Yeah.
All right, just keep it quiet and don't spread it around. I'll let you in. So, this guy, he was wearing standard U.S. military outfit, but in his pocket and stuff, he had Desiree money. You know the place?
Yeah, that's the Wasatch currency, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, on his back, he had something that we learned was called a...
Fuck, it's not called a jetpack in this. What is it called?
Rocket pack, I think it was.
Yeah, a rocket pack. Apparently it lets a man fly.
Huh, well, anything else on him?
Well, the garrison told us a little bit more than they probably should have while they were interrogating us. They let on that he was a spy from Desiree, and, stuff like that.
You don't say. You just happened upon all this, huh?
Yeah, we were just, we were camped out, the herd a little down the way from us when that happened. Sutter told us to check out what was going on. We found the dead guy, and then the military came up on us.
Wow, that's quite a story, partner. Don't that beat all? You see him kind of glance over, and there's a steer kind of dragging. He's like, talk more in a bit. Pulls off.
By the way, I knew we were told to not talk about it. I just went.
Oh, very.
I just knew.
Sorry.
You just wanted to tell the super suspicious new NPC things that you were not supposed to tell anybody.
Well,
I get it. I get it. I like it.
Makes sense. I like it.
Makes sense.
I mean, that's what I'm pretty sure that's what Scar was hinting at to talk about the fucking New Mexico story we had.
It's like I went to this
Like
super secret base.
Like everybody's
There.
picking up on like the super sus factor on Jay Goodman,
Yes,
right?
Yes,
like,
he is very
come on,
suspicious.
okay.
And
yeah, okay, come on.
Yeah.
He's
And
got
that
that.
made
So
me,
he's gonna have to have an accident on the trail here, I think.
that made me want
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
that made
what
me want to bring it up even more, just for the sake of playing along into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's smoke him out.
After a little while, he actually goes up to Bill. Rides up along him for a little while, takes his bandana down. Howdy, Bill. How's it going?
Hello, Jay.
Hello. Yeah. I just heard a crazy story from Cesar. He said y'all passed through some kind of military base in New Mexico.
Just flat out tells it to you.
Is that true?
Did he tell you that?
In great detail, yes, sir.
Is he a good storyteller?
That was quite a story. Are you saying it wasn't that none of that happened? Is he just pulling my leg over there?
Well, I don't know. Do you think he was pulling your leg?
Well, no, actually. As it so happens, I've passed near some kind of army establishment over there and had a mix-up with them and barely escaped with my life.
Oh, what was that all about?
Oh, just some, I don't know, they thought I was somebody who I wasn't. They nabbed me up, held me for a while at gunpoint, and eventually let me go.
Who did they think you were?
Probably some kind of bandit that was in the area. Maybe it was that Galt character y'all mentioned.
They didn't tell you who they thought you were?
No. It's pretty rudimentary. I mean, I was out there by my lonesome. I wasn't on a drive or anything like that. I was trying to head back up to Denver.
Well, that's quite a story.
That's a shame to hear that was just a tall tale. I'll have to go maybe get another good one out of Cesar later.
That boy can tell a story.
Well, I better get back to it, Bill.
You too.
Get back to it. You too.
Love Bill.
Just out of meta. No, I don't know if you picked up on it, Ryan, but his story about heading back to Colorado from New Mexico doesn't add up with what he told us that he was sitting in Colorado for a month from the last drive he was on.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that, but I especially appreciate the Irish lad telling me about the American geography.
Good metagaming.
Much appreciated.
No, it's not
Yes.
geography,
Quality
it's the fact that
metagaming.
He said he was passing through New Mexico on his own and had an encounter
Well-
there. Well, apparently he was on a drive until a month ago.
Well, I don't know how savvy Bill would be about let me roll a quick knowledge geography.
A common knowledge check.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that for fun.
Funsies.
Funsy onesies.
Knowledge.
Yeah,
Wait,
just
sorry,
brought it
let
up
me
because
let me get-
we're talking about him
No,
being
that's-
suspicious, so I assumed.
No, I dig it. Wait, you're saying common? Okay, common knowledge. There we go.
No. Bill's not.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
heard of
those
the
are-
states, but
those,
their orientation.
Those are names. Those are places, but I don't know where those places are. So yeah, but Bill is obviously, from listening to that RP, he is suspicious of this guy. He doesn't know what this guy knows. We've seen some shit, Normal people don't know about fucking undead and whatnot. So I'm part of this party,
Yeah.
I don't know about this guy.
Well,
Shit,
in similar fashion, a little while later, he kind of trots over to where Gale is. Reverend Sam. I mean, he doesn't know.
Yeah, how's
Reverend
this
Sam,
gonna go?
Buckskin, and Cesar, and Bill can give me a notice check as this happens.
Yeah.
Gale, you see Jay kind of riding over to you. How's the drag going?
I don't respond.
I say, how's the drag going?
It's going fucking fine. Leave me the fuck alone.
He kind of just kind of goes back to his position. Jesus, those are some good rolls. Yeah, you all
Yeah,
notice.
Bill's watching that guy.
You all notice that he's going up to each person. Not only you guys, but you do notice that he's talking to other people who have been with the drive. Since that was quick, he eventually moseys over to Buck. Man, that Gale, whew, she's a firecracker. She always
Yeah,
like
I
that,
wouldn't
or
mind
is it
her.
just a little hungover?
Well, you saw her drinking, didn't you?
Yeah, that's true.
Hell, you were the one pouring the drinks.
Yeah, I got pretty light on my feet last night myself, truth be told.
Yeah.
You know, I just heard the wildest story over there from Cesar, though. He said y'all had some kind of weird occurrence with some man with a rocket pack on his back and had an encounter with the army.
I can't really talk to that too much. I mean, we were in New Mexico, but I know there was some army front up there, army formations and whatnot. But I don't recall a rocket pack.
Well, if you passed near Roswell, I'm glad you made it out okay. I had a close encounter with the army over there too. I just wonder if maybe y'all had a similar story.
Not too similar. I mean, we cattle driving. I mean, we coming all the way up from Texas. The easiest route was through New Mexico up north from there.
So Caesar's just spinning yarn over there, huh?
Can I jump in real quick with Bill's awesome notice skill? Can I be like following Jay Goodman as he manipulates through the herd?
Yeah.
And I want to give Buckskin like a heads up and like kind of like a talkie hand sign. Like
you're like
I want to give him a heads up. I want Buckskin to have some information from Bill that Jay is weird. Like, you know what I mean? I want to give him a vibe, at least. Can I do that somehow?
Can I do that? Somehow?
Yeah. Are you trying to not be noticeable as you do this?
Yeah, I think I'm following Jay, and so I think I'm at his back as he approaches Buckskin, and Buckskin looks towards Jay, past Jay perhaps, and sees me, and I'm kind of like, doing a little more than I should, and I'm kind of like, just trying to mime from a distance over the herd noise and whatnot, and from a distance to Buckskin, like, something's weird.
Do you want to roll a stealth?
Sure.
Like to that degree? Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you tell me. So here's the stealth roll.
That's an excellent stealth roll. Let me roll this. All right.
Look out, guys. Jay Goodman's got a character sheet.
Great.
Yeah, you piss off probably the best NPC ally you could ever ask for. Not just joking. Or am I? Anyway, so
he's got a Gatling shotgun.
He looks
Oh
like
my
very
God.
disappointed.
So 4 is a success? Is that how that works? I'm sorry, remind me.
4 is normally a success when you're just doing a skill check. When
But
you're not
is it
doing
an
opposed
opposed
checks.
skill check? Okay, so this is an opposed check.
Right.
Okay. So he doesn't look back at me and see me do my hand gesture?
You don't see him do that, no.
Do I notice him, or do I have to roll for that?
Well, he's Oh, notice Bill.
Bill, yeah.
I guess for funsies, yeah. Go ahead. But he's trying to get your attention.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Nice.
I'm one with the
Jesus.
earth. I know it is everything.
Yeah, you can literally see Bill kind of waving, like you're
I can see
looking
the
at, you're
molecules that make
talking
Bill.
to Jay, and in your peripheral you see Bill in the distance, and pretty clearly, and you do it in a fashion where you don't even need to move your eyes to look suspicious while you do it.
Yeah, I'm just trotting along. Like, boy, Mr. Goodman, you got a lot of questions about things.
Well, you should have
You're
heard
talking
the
to
story.
everyone.
I'm a friendly guy.
Yeah,
I mean, that was quite a tale Caesar said. So I just had to get a confirmation if it was true or not. It's kind of disappointing it's not.
It'd be really cool. Could you imagine someone being able to fly?
Not really. Seems
I've
like
seen
seems
I've
far-fetched
seen
to me.
rockets. I've seen rockets before, but them's just fireworks, right?
I mean, I've seen some of those crazy cars that, you know, horseless cars have been going around, and man, that's nuts. But I've never seen nothing through the sky before.
We ain't had nothing like that around here yet. No cars.
Oh yeah, that's see them a little bit more back in the good old U.S. When you get out of these territories, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, I better get back to it, Buckskin.
Alrighty. Keep your eyes open.
And then Bill will approach Buckskin and just be like, "That guy's weird."
coming from Bill.
I thought he was.
Horseless
You're literally soaking up moonlight,
wagon.
naked on top of a giant rock. That guy's weird.
That guy's
Jeez,
weird
do
as
that
shit.
one time in privacy, and everybody just harps on you forever.
It's never gonna go away.
I don't know if he's weird, but he's certainly asks a lot of questions. And I appreciated his introducing himself in the bar back in Denver, but buying drinks for everyone, and seems to be a nice person. Just getting to know him so far, but yeah, he asks a lot of questions, and it's got me wondering.
Can I on horseback just come up next to everybody in conversation?
No. We all just group up and just stare at Jay from a distance. We're all yeah.
As he's going off,
I kill him.
as he's going off and talking like everybody else, I come up next to you, Buckskin, and I go, "He's a fucking asshole." I don't like him. I don't like the way he thinks. I don't like the way he acts, asking all these fucking intrusive questions. And she just keeps going.
Yeah, I don't like the questions about everything we've done so far. How does someone know to ask all that stuff?
It's called being nosy, and that's what he's been doing.
I just have to keep an eye on him.
Hopefully, up the Buckskin at this point, and it's like, I fucked up. my mind was preoccupied from last night. Seeing my old acquaintances and all that. I wasn't really thinking through what I was saying, and I let slip some things I shouldn't have. But,
like how Cesar is self-aware and admits that too. It's like, I fucked up.
Cesar, what the fuck were you thinking? No, just kidding.
One thing I'll say is I didn't bring up New Mexico first. He did.
Interesting.
I think he might know more than he's letting on.
So at this point, I'll get, with these things, this Old West, things happen in long periods of time. So he was kind of hitting you guys here and there, over kind of hitting everybody, and not just you guys. This is all over kind of a span of a week or so. You guys are, you're nearing the South Platte River?
Plateau.
No, it's not Plateau. It's Platte.
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 That would be.
That's the one in Michigan's called that.
The South Platte River. You're northeast of Denver at this point. And as you guys are, after a week of kind of seeing him hit everybody and you're having this conversation together, and you see a steer on its side that it kind of emerges out of the herd. And it's the Jag's job to kind of go check things out. Sam, you also see it. You guys need to go see if the steer needs help getting back up or what have you. And everyone does so.
Mm-hmm.
You get close to the steer. Go ahead and give me a notice roll, all of you.
All of us? Okay.
Mhm.
And just carry over my notice roll from the last one.
Jesus Christ.
Since it was so good.
Jesus. Okay. Gale, you're still hungover.
I am trying to hold back whatever is left in my stomach from coming up.
Gross.
Yep.
You see the steer on its side right now. Its abdomen, as you kind of get close to it, moves sporadically all of a sudden.
Look out! Bill says with his awesome notice. Be careful.
It's moving in and out, fluttering as if the steer's struggling to breathe. However, everybody but Gale can tell, despite this movement, the steer's already dead. Its eyes have rolled back in its head. Lips are pulled back from its teeth. Its tongue's sticking out slightly from the mouth. Nostrils are not showing any signs of movement. It's not breathing. Buckskin, you also see lacerations around the animal's mouth. That have been there so long that they've begun to heal. And are likely about a week old. But whatever's moving inside of this steer isn't the steer itself. And it's at that moment, in a bloody gore, something suddenly bursts out of the stomach of the steer. And that is where we'll leave it for this night.
Oh,
spray of blood.
man, you gonna leave us on a cliffhanger, man? Come on, man.
We're 2 minutes to perfect timing.
Dang on cliffhanger.
Perfect timing.
It's beautiful. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
What
So
could it be?
It's cool. It's totally cool. It's fine. It's totally fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
No problem. No worries.
See you guys in a month. God, I hope not. Jesus.
Oh.
We see the Reverend emerge from the exploding cow.
What?
No, it's Jay. It's totally Jay.
Let's wrap it up, but first let's say goodbye to the stream. Thank you everybody who stuck around. We will see you all next week for something else that's going on. I don't think it's probably gonna be
Also
this.
Thursdays.
And we
Come
got
on
Dragon's
in
Demand
Thursdays.
every
We
Thursday
got
now.
a new regular game every Thursday night. Dragon's Demand. I'm the GM. Stop on by. Scar's a player. Nico's a player. We got a couple other good players. Everybody's a player. Come on in.
You're a player.
Yeah, it'll probably
They
be
were
the
all
same. It'll probably be the same week. Pathfinder, Dragon's Demand, and Deadlands. More. What is this adventure called? I already forgot. Blood Drive. I'll see you guys next time.
Hey, y'all come back
Jerry's
now.
there.
Here. We'll leave the light
Jerry's
on.
there.